Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. Look at that! Look at that! Look at it! Hang on, I've also got to put a t-shirt on. I had a shower, and I don't wash my hair. I don't wash my hair, but I do condition it. And the problem with that is it goes like that. Look at it. Look. Imagine actually being alive and having that haircut. Makes me laugh. I sometimes think about my missus, like when she comes home and I look like this. It's funny, isn't it? When I'll get back. Well, like, you can still hear me, I think. But when I was like 18, 19, when you're giving it the big one, there you go. Let's get it out of the way a bit. You'll notice, those of you with a sharp eye will notice that that done very little. But to me, the distinction is essential. Essential distinctions, that's what we get on a Thursday. Entropy already sorted out. Bloody Ada, what happened yesterday? Right, today I've worked all day. So, like many of you, let's relax a bit. Let's have some deep breaths. Let's do that. Ready? We're going to breathe in for a 7 count. We're going to... Keena! Hello, son. Nice to see you on a live. Nice. I appreciate the gabs you send me. A lot of them I can't use, but next time I do a stream, I'm going to involve some of yours. But I always check them out, and they are... The first one always gets me going. Early Varts, it's like, yeah, let's go. We are. Oi, out here for New Year, you go into all the mini marts and that sell stacks of fake $100 bills, like stacks of them. And at New Year, when they're all drinking, they don't do a lot of drinking, weirdly, but a lot of dancing, and it's good because it's all traditional Cambodian music. Even in the evening when it's like the teenagers and it's a bit more dance music, Cambodian instruments, very Cambodian sort of emphasis, even when it's it's sort of going. It's not just some bloke going, I'll take the fucking bitches and I'll fucking kill them because I've got loads of fucking money. No, it's like proper like old Cambodian stuff, and they all do this dance. It's like anyone who's been, it's one hand down and one hand down, and they all sort of go in a circle doing it. There is footage of me doing that. There is footage of me taking part in that somewhere. But and then at some point someone will just grab a stack like that, which I don't know, that's got to be about what, 50k, and then they just start flicking them off, and there's all these like dollars floating everywhere. It's very strange. I can remember when I was with that Vietnamese bird born in England, when we went to where did we go? It was Koh Samui, which is actually Koh Samui. It's not pronounced Koh. Little joke Mumford told me because he's learning Thai. He's been there about 4 years now. I don't think he can speak yet. I think he's pretty much like me with the Cambodian. He knows the bits he needs to know. We're both not very good at picking up language, it would appear. But we went up to me and this bird on the scooter, we visited this cemetery because it was beautiful. We could see it from miles away. And when we got there, what was striking, much like the old Greek, when you think of Greece and when they do those old, when they sort of represent Greece, everything's white, but everything was multicolored, everything was luminous. It was, those Doric columns weren't white like they were then. When all the paint fell off over the centuries, what's the word I'm bloody looking for? I'm going to just go for a word. Ready? When we it's not that, is it? When we recreated them, we just done them like with all the paint off. But this cemetery was like that. It was not tombstones, but boxes, like brick boxes. But they were all like blues and yellows and oranges and a cornucopia of colourful loveliness. So I said, let's go up there. So, one of the things anyone's been to Southeast Asia will tell you is, when you've gone off the beaten track. you know, it's all very well. You're in, you know, this is Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Well, the places I've been. It's all very well, and you sort of understand. Oh yeah, this is Thailand. Yeah, okay. But when you've gone off the beaten track, you suddenly think, oh no, this is actually very different. This isn't something that I can relate to. I am, you know, there's no airs or graces for the tourists all of a sudden. You suddenly realise how kind of Euro-sized the touristy areas and the capital is. When there's none of that, oh, this is a very different place. This is a very different place. And in Cambodia, you've got to be really careful, but you can't actually change your behaviour. But you could just sort of walk along and go and lose a leg rather than just shatter your kneecap on the table. Not really. No, but really, it's killing me. Let's have a little bit more of my persona in the screen. That's better. I don't like it when I'm under. Where did that Vart come from anyway? That was Picard. Came home from the pub with money. So here you go. That's what Picard said. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you something else as well. Show her. So we drove up there and it felt strange. You know, this wasn't for English people. This wasn't for tourists, and that, you know, that's not just fair enough. That's understandable. And Vart. I'm gonna be less aggressive and more. I'm gonna be more melodic. Hello, Pax Max. Nice to see you, mate. And we got up there and it was very beautiful. And, you know, it was a Buddhist cemetery, and not being able to understand, not knowing the culture, not knowing the history of it. It was, you know, it's quite lovely to actually stumble upon something that you haven't already had interpreted. You know, it's kind of, you have no reference. And language is strange when there's no reference. What does this mean? And it was strange because it was almost dreamlike. When the references are sort of fluid or sparse, I suppose is the word, because you will find a reference. You can't put something in front of someone and it mean nothing. But, you know, when you don't know what it means, you sort of, in much the same way that we look for patterns in behavior and in people, when we sort of are faced with something we don't understand, like hieroglyphs or something, you try and make sense of them. I'm sure I'm not the only person here who's looked at Chinese or Japanese characters and sort of, you know, thought, hang on a minute, I think maybe I can get something out of that, although there's not a chance, because you know, to survive in the world, you have to be able to interpret your environment. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And when we got up there, it was hang on a minute, I'll get those two in the same one. When we got up there and we were looking at it, and like I say, it was very beautiful, and that's an awful noise, that, isn't it? And just charming, you know, and it was silent. They built it right on top of this hill. We'd had to do the old scooter. You know, you think, oh, it's only about 5 miles as a crow flies. 20, 30, 40 miles later, took about 3 hours to get up this hill. And when we got to this place, it was gorgeous. It was really gorgeous. Nice to find something that you don't know, you know. Nice to find something that you haven't seen before. And then I looked on the floor, and there was loads of $100 bills. Like, I saw one, and I thought, fucking hell, there's $100 there. And then when I saw one, I saw another one, and then another one, then another one. And she said, yeah, I know. And so we both sort of looked about, and there wasn't a soul in sight. And I was like, must have been a deal gone wrong or something. Maybe there was like a chase up here and someone's just ditched the paperwork out the window. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll just poot along slowly on the scooter and you just start grabbing them. So I'm sort of, you know, she's just sort of, must have got about 60 of these things, like, you know, $6,000. And I said, come on, let's get out of here. So she's put it in her pocket. And of course, when we got back to the hotel, there was something not quite right about them. And of course, I got online. Yeah, celebrations, funerals. At funerals, they just put stacks of fake money on their graves. Well, there you go. So, the worst thing about that story is we knew that it was something to do with death. We didn't think it was a deal gone wrong. We knew that there was a chance we were stealing dead man's money, so to speak, and that's a little bit off, isn't it? You know, we weren't looking around for the police. We were looking around for mourners who the wind might have blown their last wishes away from the tomb of their loved one. Bit of money, quick, get it. Put it in your pocket. Let's get out of here. Oh, a bit gross and grotty. I think thee shall find. Have a look at this. Billy drops £3 in. Nice one, mate. Has anyone ever had a girlfriend shit in your bed? Hello, Billy. That's nice. For some reason, I think there is more chance it has happened to Chris as compared to the scrubs. Well, first thing, young William blogs, I am a scrub. Let's just get that right. Have I had a girl shit in my bed? Let me have a think. It's certainly not an out no, I have to say. I've had far worse. There's two, not in my bed, in my face. One of them in my face, and one of them actually fed me it. I won't tell those stories now that I've told them before. I might save them for another show, but yeah. I pulled two girls. They both had broken arms in 1 week. Both Asian, both had broken arms. Both their arms were in plaster. Two different girls, and both of them managed to put human real poo in my mouth, even the same week. What's the chances of that, eh? Packer drops £3 in. Came home from the pub with money, so here you go. Nice one, Packer, and nice one, Billy B. Very kind, yeah. Yeah, two girls, both Asian, both had their one arm in plaster, and both of them managed to get real poo in my mouth while we were having coitus. I mean, what are the chances? That made me go a bit funny, actually, unsurprisingly. But in terms of, am I in a game here? Because that felt like some bad programming. that felt like the controllers. You know, the schizophrenic controllers had, they hadn't learned to code. Absolutely that, John. My mum says it to me every time. Do you have to have a haircut like beep? And I always go, yeah. I'm not going to go to that, though. Although, look what happens when I do it. Hang on, look. That's the side, isn't it? Slightly wrong. Weirdly, I've got a more Aryan-shaped head. Who else we got in here? Scorry, Dennis is here. Yeah, I've heard that Musk is looking to buy the whole thing. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? What a good thing to do. If you get rich, do that. I would. It's excellent. I wonder if they'll be able to stop him. Wouldn't it be amazing? Everyone signing back up for Twitter, getting on there, having conversations. It would be like the biggest online party you've ever had. Like the day he takes over and says, right, this is protected by the Constitution. Speak. Yeah, very. Hello, Steve. Got a terrible connection. Wheel of Death time. Oh, that's a terrible shame. That is a terrible shame. Sorry to hear that. Hello, what's the name? Hello, Pizzle. Nice to see you. I never wanted you to Okay. Hello. Good Lord. Ready to say hello to Kevin, but you can have a tupper. A tupper. Don't know what that is. It's so late. I'm so knackered. John's on the firm. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Oh, they have it on the footballers. I see Arsenal with it on their armbands for like 10 seasons. Visit Rwanda. It's like, why? No. Cambodian jungle music. That's one way you could call it. Hello, Melvin. Nice to see you. 42. Rags is here. Nice to see you, son. Hello, Della. Not been on, just so crazy busy. Now feeling poorly. You're all right. Most people just rock up here when they've got mental or physical health problems. We're like a magnet to the to the mental and sick, and very, very cool. Right, let me move down a bit. Hello, Plastic African. You were great yesterday. Wasn't it great though yesterday? What a show. I didn't mean to do 3.5 hours. I cannot do that tonight. I've got to do some writing, and it's already nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. So I've got to do some writing, but I'll get over this chat. I'm just letting a few more people rock up. Probably won't get more than about 90. If yes is anything to go by. Hello, DDJ. Nice to see you. But I will certainly. Hello, what Tyler? We'll get some people on and we'll have some night. I was just so impressed. I thought about it earlier. What a wide variety of people. What a wide variety of subjects. What a wide and interesting variety of subjects and people. And a wide and interesting variety of people's life situations. You know, everyone was like, you know, they were at a different part of their lives. And, you know, everyone was trying to accept their situation. They were trying to have gratitude. They were, you know, and you know, the journey of life was upon us all. It was amazing. Really, what really was amazing. Broken Silence says he heard the cathedrals used to be brightly coloured. Well, the windows are, aren't they? They've got all those beautiful stained glass. Right, let's have a look. Remember Otto come on yesterday and he talked about his rat. Oh, stop that. He talked about his. He mentioned his rat bike, I think he called it. We used to call it monkey bikes, but his scooter that he pimped, essentially. He pimped it. Well, here it is. Let's have a look at Sumpster's rat bike. Here. Hey, look at it. That looks like you've got a couple of very old skateboards, or perhaps an old ski as the running board there. But that has been lengthened. Surely you've lengthened that somehow. I mean, it looks about a foot wider than my. What have I got? You mentioned it yesterday. I can never remember. Zoomer, Honda Zoomer. You can imagine old Sumpster burning down the road in Whitstable and that, can't you? Beard blinding him. Scorey, have I said hello to you, mate? I hope so. I have now, anyway. Keys to the Kingdom's on the firm. Mr. MF. Oh, the place is full of them. I told you, I showed you on this channel, they train rats to find them. Like, the rats don't die. They've taught them to smell... what would you call it? There's a word for it, isn't there? Ordnance. Unexploded ordnance. Have I got it right, military people? But yeah, the place is absolutely full of them. On a daily basis, people get blown up out here. It's quite a shame. Well, it's an absolute tragedy, let's face it. Hello, Baz. Nice to see you. And there, look, he asks the questions. What's the name says, sing it, Chris. It's beautiful. Oh, I will sing it. Even Billy wants melodic varts. Vincent's got a new 5G internet router. Just got to set it up. Just got to get busy with it. I know that one. Hello, Dr. Science. How are you, son? Good to see you. Look at that. I don't know what it means, but 3,100 megabyte download speeds. Wicked. Set it up, son. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you, sir. Hello, Henry. Ragnar, mate, you were saying you can't pay your lecky bill yesterday. You've got to steady on, man. Have it, just because I love you, man. Not that gay stuff. One day I'll come out there, man. Don't worry about that. One day you might even come out here. Wouldn't that be amazing if when all this coof nonsense finally drifted away back into the annals of nonsense from where it came? Imagine like a whole posse of scrubs got together for the Cambodian week-long Vata. That would be amazing. I'd love to have a load of you out here. Honestly, you'd have the time of your lives. I'd show you the time of your lives. First day, we'd go down a shooting range and go on the 50 cows and the RPGs. In the evening, you know, a couple of drinks and whatever's your pleasure. And then there's many things we can do after that. It'd be awesome. Thank you, Ragzo. Very kind, very generous. Much Arno Kabrosha Cuckoo. I'm going to wrap this up in about 2 hours anyway, because I think Rag said that Free Amigos are streaming, and I do stream a hell of a lot, so not a problem at all to drop out early. Look at that. Vincent's absolutely made up about his new lark. Hello, Matt Zucker. Nice to see you. Hello, Lulu. Are you all right? Fake money is accepted in the afterlife. Hello, Honey Monster. Nice to see you. It did feel a bit bad, though. Hello, Packer. I know I've said hello, but not like there. Not in there, that bit. Right. Hello, Quadrex on the phone. I'm sure I'll see Anglo. Hello, Al. Nice to see you. Keys to the Kingdom says shit-faced. That's all right. There's always a time and a place. Right. I think I've... Yeah. 2 girls, 1 Chris. Yeah, it was peculiar. Mr. MF says it's traditional in some Asian cultures. It's a compliment. Well, if it is, I don't want them. Don't want the compliments. Right. Did you hear that? Right. Right, Anglo. Nice one for that lady. Always a Prasha Cuckoo. I know I always butcher skills you up, but check this out, people. I only learned the day before yesterday, that when you cut a steak up, you have to cut it against the grain. Now, I haven't known this, and I can't work out. I previously hadn't been able to work out that when I cook the same ribeye, and I've been ribeyes all the way after all you lot said ribeyes, and they're quite cheap out here, strangely, although that Wagyu I bought wasn't. That was silly money, but fuck me, it was good. But I'll cook it exactly the same size ribeye, and then I'll chop it into strips, and sometimes they're inedible, and other times they're just melt in your mouth. And of course, out of the blue, stroke of luck, I found out that there's a grain to a steak. Hello, Broken Silence. Thank you, Anglo, for that donation. Hello, Broken Silence. Hope you're all right, mate. Hello, John. Have you seen Whiplash yet? Oh, we've already had this conversation. You'll have to excuse me. I'm shasted. Hello, Jack. Good to see you, son. Enjoyed your stream with 42 and Rags. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You were looking very good, I have to say. I was a little bit jealous of your strong masculine appearance. Hello, Loki. Been a while. No, it weren't. You turned up late yesterday, I think. Late. Hello, Dillich. Good to see you. Anyway, I found out about this bloody LOST3. Found out about this bloody Mrs. Me in It's on the firm. Lurking whilst cutting up bunting, then going into the back of a cupboard. Welcome to Narnia. Old mouse cat. He's got that key in his hand. Nice to see you, Mrs. Me in It. I've heard you're going back on Rags' stream on a girls' night. That'll be excellent. Mr. MF says the Scrubs is the flagship of mental health. Yeah, but, there's mental health and there's mental health. It's all about the emphasis. Hello, Lumi. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Henry Hill ain't happy. Born and bred in Edinburgh, it's a shithole due to the Scottish Nationalist Party. 14 years of power. Loads of businesses shut. Mass immigration. And for the first time in my life, saw 3 rats on the main road. Good Lord. Yeah, it's not going well up there. I see it going downhill, doing the Edinburgh Fringe for like 5 years on the trot. Just, just in 5 years. It was like, wow. Oh, good Lord. What a terrible shame. Don't worry. We conquered the world. We're going to be fine. Don't forget the clear pill. Look at Gavin Bobby. Think about how Gavin Bobby talks. I'm kind of siding with him. The people that visited our nations did so for two reasons. One, for the Reddies, and two, because they've got a religious crusade, dare I say. Now, you can't do one of them without the other, because it doesn't work. And I'm still on with the clear pill. I think you'll be surprised. I think you'll see a lot of them doing the off. Because they'll be part of the destruction, and once it is destroyed, it won't have the same appeal. Now, you could think that is just wishful thinking. Perhaps it is. Yeah, D, it is street legal. Yeah, I asked him yesterday. Amazing, eh? It is called ordnance. I feel absolutely military. Hello, MCJ Dub Power. Nice to see you. Did I say hello to you, John? Nice one, Henry. That's Machano Caprascia Papiti. It really is. Hello, Grego. How are you, sir? Sir Grego, the first scrub to be knighted. I knighted Grego for his contribution to the overall humour of the Glorious House of Scrubs. Now, we do have ranks here, of course. We have Field Marshal Browning, and unfortunately, she's no longer with us, but Sarah will remain Sergeant. That wasn't a posthumous award either. She had it. Hello, Visionary Companion. But Grego is the first member of the Scrub Empire, MSE, Sir Grego. I will be giving out more, but they will be rare, but look out for them. But Grego has been absolutely hilarious recently, so he deserved that. I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that. Now, you might ask why I haven't given Rags or Steve Cray. I mean, Rags is a different level altogether. To be honest with you, without Rags, there's no meme streams and clip streams. I just haven't got the time. Oh God, yeah, we've been Otto's bike for ages. Good call, Lulu. I've been chatting away, moving my head, trying to keep you all happy, and it was just, well, I say just, it's a nice bike. LOR, Joshua. Right, okay. No, I know about the resting, but I found out that you have to cut a steak against the grain. If you cut it with the grain, the fibers make it, you're working against the fibers. Cut it against the grain, the fibers have given up because they're only a little bit wide. So you can it's incredible. And I tested it. I cut the ribeye in half because I wanted to learn what's the grain and what wasn't. I cut one way, and now I cut one bit on the horizontal and one bit on the vertical. One bit of the same steak, cooked the same, just, cut it in half. Rested it. I always rest it. And one bit just broke up in my mouth, almost like it had been braised. The other one, barely edible. So something was learned. Yeah, no, I bought that ribeye. It was enough for me and her, though. It was enough. It was about that long ribeye and about that round, but it was about $11. And I was like, oh, but for two, $5.50. Loomy says muscle striations. Who are you flirting with? Hello, Tito. Just back from tiling a floor. God, my knees. Yeah, I'm sure even with the knee pads on it hurts, doesn't it? I've done work on locks with knee pads on, and good Lord. Al says it counts for all meat. Cut across the grain for tender slices. I'm not sure I cut any other meat up. I don't eat pork. Well, I eat pulled pork because someone else has shredded it for me. Shredder! Right, let's delay no longer. have I got anything that I wanted to tell you? Oh, I have got something I want to play you actually. Oh, hang on, there's a few more. Hello, Aramas, nice to see you. Hello, Lee. I'm sure I've missed a few hellos because there's 100 people in here. But hello, Asdak. There you go. As I see them. Oh, don't worry, Gregor. We'll ban you more frequently because of it. But if I haven't said hello to you and I see you, hello, Zen. I will obviously say hello to you. It's quite a lot of people to obviously say hello to everyone. Right. I've got something weird to play. Something interesting. Vlange. Right, this is going to just go through the microphone. Have a listen to this. Now, my missus was sitting right where I am. I don't know if you can still see me. I've got loads of windows to shut because, God, the work I had to do today was so boring. So boring. She was sitting here and she was singing, right? While she was doing some I don't know what she was doing, fiddling around with something. She was singing. So I just said, sorry, love, can I just sort something out? And I quickly opened up Audacity and recorded her. Listen to this. I have fucked around. I've produced it a little bit. Now, before people accuse her of having a terrible voice, Cambodian traditional music does have quarter tones and things. So occasionally you'll be like, oh, and she didn't know she was being recorded. So check this out. It's quite interesting. Amazing, eh? I've got to stop it there because in a minute she goes, oh, I don't know what you're doing. And it goes like that. What a lovely thing. Oh, I've got to turn that. I don't know why I've got that open either. Wasn't that lovely? Now, I did obviously, as all musicians will know, I chucked a chorus on it and a little bit of reverb. But, you know, just a nice thing to have. I've been missing her lately. It wasn't Buffalo Soldier, no. Mrs. Me in it says, me like, it's lovely. No, it's lovely. And, of course, she's never had anything like something recorded and, you know, affected a little bit. So as soon as I played it back to her, she was like, oh, send it to me, send it to me. And that went to everyone in her family and every single one of her friends on. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. Anyway, we'll be all right. I'll sort that out. I'll get that back. Right, here we go. We're on it. It's funny you say that, actually, ST3. Hang on, I've just opened my art software up again because it's good if we get people on so that I can say and search. Thank you, Aramas. Yeah, it was lovely, wasn't it? But yeah, I think I might do something with it. I might, just because she's never had anything like that. And she was just blown away by it. So, you know, LSDJ, we'll do it today. We'll do it at the end of the day. Oh yeah, it goes on, and there's some really weird bits where it's like this sort of goital sort of noises I can't make, noises I don't want to make. Right. Oh, okay. Would you be able to email me if you can put some beats and that on it? Oh no, that would be wonderful. Email me and I'll put it in the return email. That was my Mrs. Baz. They do have smartphones in the province, but not many of them. It's mainly not you know. No, people who work do basically. Right, where are we going? Right, let's. Musk has offered 41 bill for Twitter. Good lord, I wouldn't give you 41p for it. In fairness, but it would be amazing if he bought it. That would be excellent. It would be excellent. I think Musk is, as much as you can be in that position. He's as based as you can be in that position. Interesting times. Imagine that the left would go shit. Watch all those blue check marks. No. They were meant to. They were originally there so that people couldn't pretend to be you, but no one knows who you are anyway. So fuck off. I'll tell you what, ST3. If you done that, I would be able to give her a mind-blowing gift. If I could say to her, "Oi, what did you make of this?" And it went, wow. Oh, mate, no, literally no pressure. If you can't do it, don't worry about it. But if you can give it a go, the problem you're going to have is pitching it, because it's not a tonal piece, but you might be able to adjust it, I kind of agree, Sumpster, but if I were a gambling man and I did spunk all my savings on stocks, I have become so frugal, and I hope you free traders have. It's easy. S&P 500. I watched an incredible video today. Listen to this. I'll keep it short. Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors ever. He said, I think he said this in the mid-80s. Don't quote me on that. But he said, right, so let me just say this. There's two types of investors. There's retail investors, you and me. There's institutional investors, the big stockbroking firms. Barings was one before Nick Leeson got a bit busy. So that's the distinction. Now, institutional investors don't sit around going, well, technology looks like it's going to be quite big. I'll buy stocks in Apple. Someone on the internet said indexes are quite good. It's all algorithms. It's all computing, right? And they're shit, right? They're shit because you cannot predict the stock market. There's two things you can predict about the stock market, and this has been proven historically. It's always, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, what do they say? The markets. Someone help me. The markets, when it's, a bit, I help us out, someone. Well, it's certainly always fluctuating, and it's certainly always unpredictable. However, over the long term, volatile. Lumi, so good when Lumi's on the firm. Yeah, the market's volatile. It always goes up. It always goes down. There are crashes. It always recovers. And over the long term, 5 to 10 years, it's generally up, right? And Warren Buffett said to pull the rug from under the institutional lot, because don't forget, people make a living out of this. Financial advisors, when people inherit like $500,000, they go to a financial advisor and they go, yeah, I think you should invest money. I'm going to pay me. I'm only £500 an hour, and you'll probably only need about 10 hours. And then they just put it all on the S&P, right? Warren Buffett said, look, I'll show you. He said, I'll give $1 million if any institutional investor can beat the S&P. The S&P is an index. Well, it's various indexes, basically. And Standard & Poor 500, right? No one took him up on it. None of these big, these institutional, these companies have been going years that millions of people pay them a fortune to make their money work for them. None of them said to Warren Buffett, well, I'll outsmart the S&P. I think it had to be over like a 5-year period or something. And no one took him up on it. And then And then after about 7 years, because he left it open, he was that sure, some bloke went from one of these big firms, went, I'll take you up on that, Warren. And he went, crack on. He lost. He lost. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to invest long-term investments, not traders. I've never said we're trading. We're not stock traders. We don't buy, sell, buy, sell. You know, there are some people who buy in the morning and sell in the afternoon. There are some people who buy and sell an hour later and make 2%. But if you've got 5 million from various investors, 2% is quite a nice kick. But over 10 years, S&P, sweet. Spread it over about 10 different indexes. You can't beat it. So that was interesting. You know, it's quite a lie, actually. Oh, the stock market's in trouble. Inflation's high. It's volatile. Yeah, it always has been, because that's the nature of the economy. Anyway, the key line is, because someone, I'll tell you what I was saying, is someone emailed me, a scrub emailed me, and I always keep this confidential. He's in the chat, so you can say it if you want. Hello, George. People say to me, this geezer said, I've got £6,000 and I've got the ISA, I've got my free trade like you suggested. He said, and I've got the S&P, FTSE All World and FTSE 100, which are three indexes I've suggested. And he said, but the thing is, one of them's gone up like 20% in the last month. Seems a bit of a bad time to invest in that. He said, and the other one's gone up 5% this week. He said, I'm thinking, what should I do? Just sort of look at it every day and wait till it goes down? No, the right time to invest is now. Really. You'll drive yourself fucking potty waiting for it to go down. Because as it goes down, you'll think, well, it's going down. I'll wait till it goes down a bit further. Oh, it's gone down. I'll wait till it goes down a bit further. And then one day you'll wake up and it'll have gone up to what it was before, before it started going down. Just get it on. I just said to him, I said, look, those three stocks, those three indexes, $2,000 on each of them, and fucking forget about it. Just forget about it. Go back in 5 years. If you hear, and you will hear if it happens, if you hear that the S&P's outperformed itself miraculously, like it sometimes does, there have been times when the S&P's gone up like 50, 60%, like in 2 years. Maybe then draw your money, but if you've gone up 60% in 2 years, over those 2 years, you've now got your original investment plus the 60%, plus the 60% of the original investment, plus the compound interest. Don't take that out. Leave that in there for another few years and then take it. Don't buy the dip. That's if you're buying individual stocks, wait for them to pan out. Do a dollar cost average and wait for them to dip. But with index investments, long-term index investments, it's not, we said this the other week, it's not to do with time in the market, it's to do with time in the market. Don't try and time the market when you're a long-term investor. If you're looking at individual shares, your Amazons, your Apples, your PayPals, whoever, then you want to get your dollar cost average in. It's easy to find. Just Google dollar cost averaging. It's a very simple way of working out at what price you're going to buy and what price you're going to sell. But enough of that. Enough of me. Let's chuck the invite in the chat. Now, if people have been on before, you're more than welcome to come on again. That's never a problem. Steve Craig says, I'll have a sizable wedge to invest soon. Need a bit of help. No problem. Yeah, just email me. Now, you can lose money as well. Not really. Not over 10 years in indexes. But I make sure I put all of that in the email so that I've got to cover myself. Yeah, at least 1 decade. I mean, if you're my age, you're going to want to probably get that out in about a decade. The book's going well. I'm building up an audience. I worked on the book. I've done 2 sessions this week, but I'm trying to get 7 SUBSTACKs finished, which is part of the novel because it's building an audience on SUBSTACK. And the SUBSTACKs exceeded all expectations. So it's all right. It's just easier to write short stories than it is to edit my novel because it's more fun being writing stories than it is editing old ones. One feels very creative and one feels a bit. And a day like today, when I woke up, sat down, ate my breakfast, worked all day, stopped working, streamed, I don't fancy editing my novel. The link's gone in the chat. If no one wants to come in just yet, that's not a problem either. I'll find something to talk about, I'm sure. Because I can do that sort of thing, you know. Got that skill. Right, where are we? You know the grift by now. I don't really do it anymore, but you can super chat down there. Entropy up there. It does justify me streaming every day. So thank you very much for all donations. Nigel says this. Danger. Oh, 42's coming on. Pizzle, you'll have to wait because 42 just beat you to it. So I'll see you. You can come in next, Pizzle. Hang on, 42. Let me just answer Nigel. You are correct. Long term doesn't matter. But if you can buy the dip, it's a good start. No, of course. Of course. But how do you know you're in the dip? You know, what is a dip? Because, and if you start sitting there and, you know, just if it's long term indexes, just get on them because it's going to go up anyway. But yeah, you could be lucky and you might come into your money when it's in a dip. No video. What? 42? No video. That's so slack. Are you not talking?
Oh, hello. Sorry.
No video or audio.
What? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Right.
How are you?
Not too bad. How's yourself?
I'm very tired, but lovely to be here. Always a pleasure.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Oh no.
No, right. Here's what surprised me. Every time an international football weekend comes on, not just you, but a lot of English people go, "Oh no, it's the international break. It's shit." What happened to you?
What the internet? What when England plays?
Yeah. Why do a lot of people that are English that like football go, "Oh shit, it's the internationals"?
Because they prefer club football. It's that
Yeah, but
simple.
what
And
happened?
it's a disaster for your team. It's you coming to the end of the season. It's the run-in. You're looking at like for instance at the moment Arsenal are looking at they fucked up against Brighton and Hove. We got a couple of games in hand, I think, or at least a game in hand against Spurs. It's Arsenal Spurs. Shocking, right? That's our Rangers and Celtic, really. I mean, it
Yeah,
hasn't got the politics, but it's got the aggression and hatred. And we're both fighting for Champions League football that Arsenal haven't had for far too long, and we've been used to that for decades. Vartanta and international football is just. I mean, look, World Cup or the Euros when it gets further towards the end, no problem. But friendlies and qualifying rounds. They're going to injure our players. They're going to knacker our players. We need them for Champions League. I don't want to England, Sweden, bloody whatever. That's your answer. That's my answer.
yeah.
Why do
No,
you think it is? Do you think it's not very
well,
nationalist of us?
it's every time Northern Ireland play, it's a fucking party, mate. It's Northern Ireland matches are fucking brilliant. We love it, and it. I'm currently panicking because I sort of fucked up the changed the ticketing system. Uh, I used to be on a list that gave me access to 2 tickets. Uh, After the block bookers all get their stuff,
Yeah, but
and
42, can I ask you though, what's the I mean the Northern Irish Premier League, what's that like?
yeah, but the people that go to the Northern Ireland matches do not go to the Irish League football. They typically support either Rangers or a Premier League team.
There you go.
Yeah,
So it's not that so the international is you've got more invested in it. because it's better for you.
We've more invested in it. Right. Well, here's the other thing. Whenever I was on your stream with you and you asked me about the national team, I said the team is mixed, which is true, but the support's not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh no. The Irish people support the Republic of Ireland. The British people support Northern Ireland. And
So
we go out
if you had an Irish bloke, say it went to penalties and it all came down to the last penalty, and it was an Irish bloke and he fluffed it, would he be fucking in trouble?
no. Whoever it was, we were playing Holland. Emma and I were at the match, and Steve Davis, our captain, skied a fucking penalty over the bar. We're still waiting on that ball coming back down. But I don't think he never really got any shit about that. All right, he fucked up a penalty, but we're quite forgiving of our players, regardless of who they are and what they are, because we know that they're second rate. All we ask is that they go out and fucking sweat blood and put the effort in.
I think you're right. I think the Irish team I don't know the language. Don't yeah. But I think they've probably overachieved, where the English team has underachieved for a long time. But we done pretty well last time. And look, like I say, when it gets, to the quarters and the semis, if we're still involved, then you're into it. But at this stage, it's just you're going to injure and tire out our players that we need for some crappy little qualifying match.
Yeah, but when did it stop being a party every time England played? That people sort of wanted their country to do well, and
no, well, there is, but it's further down the line. It's if it's qualifying rounds and all that, most people don't even know they're happening. But like in the last World Cup, everyone was, it was crazy in England. Everyone was up for it, but it has to get. But there's people in the chat talking about the same. We're talking about football. We're not talking about football, are we? We're talking about national pride and culture, and that's the problem, really, because people don't feel like they're part of a national culture.
Yeah. Whereas over here, the half of our country that go to the Northern Ireland matches do feel it's very much part of their culture.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think the situation there, of course, is, don't take this the wrong way, because it might sound like a backhanded sort of compliment, but I think you'll kind of take anything to express that.
Yeah.
Like they do out here. Out here, every Buddhist festival is jumped on. It goes crazy. Everyone's involved because they want to express their Khmer Buddhism. They want to say we are us. They want to exclude other people, which is what culture's about. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the English have been so, we're not allowed to be proud. I know that we are, but you're not allowed to be. Not really.
Well, neither are we, but we'll do it anyway. Nobody likes us. We don't care.
That Northern Ireland and Millwall.
Yeah, Northern Ireland and Millwall.
Are you any good at playing football?
Not as good as we'd like to be. I played in the level below amateur league. So
level below amateur. What's that? SUBSTACK.
Burst the ball.
Is that the one with? I know the one with the ball's got bells in it. That one.
No, I played in the Boys Brigade Old Boys League, which it's a proper organised competition. It's got divisions and stuff.
Okay.
But the team that I played for, they got promoted into the amateur league at one stage, so it's at the very, it's as low down as you can go with it still being
I'm
organised
getting
football.
that feeling, actually. I'm
Yeah.
getting that feeling. I'm very good at telling people who've been playing professional football since they were 12 years old and who now play for some of the biggest clubs in the world. I'm very good at telling them what they're doing wrong and what they should have done. But put a ball in front of me and it's nah.
We're all good at that. We are all good at that.
But the weird thing is, I know I can't play. I can't play football. But I will say, fucking square, look him. What the fuck? And I'm serious. You know, I trust myself, and yet I know that I can't play. So it's a bit of cognitive dissonance going on there because
what's
I'm
your record
sure.
what's your record for keepy uppies?
Oh, one. Like I can get it off the ground just about.
Yeah.
Nah, that's bollocks. I can probably do about. Well, because I'm an old boy now, the leg that I can't do one leg to the other leg for too often, and that's my weak point. So
yeah.
And then what happens is because I'm over flexible, I'll reach out and then I'll just do an hamstring splits and think, you know, you should have stopped all this 30 years ago.
Last would have been last year. Just after the last lockdown, there was a church group near me. We're doing a five-a-side night, and they put it up on Facebook. So I went along to have a go at that because I lost track with all the people I used to play football with and stuff. So I went round for just to have a laugh. I swear to fuck, I couldn't walk for about 4 days.
Yeah, I've learned that.
And like the other thing is, like, I still mountain bike. I'm still go to the gym and stuff, you know. So for my age, I'm relatively fit, but just that bit where it comes to you're playing football and you compete and you do more than what you should be doing because it's in your brain to do that. And then the next day, I was like, oh fuck, I just cannot walk.
Honey Monster says, Rags, I'll get back to that. Honey Monster says there's no real competition in football anymore. The richest teams win. Now, there's something interesting I'd say about that. If you look at the Bundesliga, if you look at La Liga, and if you look at the French, Italian, Spanish, German, and English Premier Leagues, the rest of them tend to have the same teams win every year. But the Premier League is an anomaly in that it tends to be different every year. It's certainly, and you get teams like Leicester suddenly come and win it. So I think England's Premier League is at least got that. I mean, the Spanish and the Italian is like, oh, here we go again.
Oh, we'll talk about that. A few months ago, the Italians, who are the current champions of Europe, were in Windsor Park, and we should have won that match. We had the better chances, and they had 16,000 Ulster men singing "You're not very good at them."
Right, Raymond says, invest in a 9-foot woman. You can kiss her when she dips. Raymond, have you been dipping into the liqueur cabinet this evening? I once, when I was at Dartington Art College, there was a Swedish woman, and she was on like a what would you call it, like a work exchange, and she was working as like a secretary for the art school, and she was about 6'7". She was proper land of the giant woman sort of thing, but apart from a huge stature, she was everything Swedish you could imagine. Long, white, blonde, sort of silvery blonde hair, straight, massive sense of humor. And I actually ended up in bed with her, and she was the tallest woman I've ever slept with, and it was very strange. Very, very strange. It emasculated me somewhat.
That's a bit scary.
Yeah, it was weird. She was too long. I went downstairs to sort of give her some goodness, and it felt like climbing a fucking mountain and getting back up to the face. It was like a long time. Where the fuck is she? Right, 42. Anything else you want to drop in? Because I'm going to chuck you out.
No.
How did your stream go? I caught the end of it. Well, I just wanted to make sure you stopped, actually.
Which one? The one with Ragnar and Spar?
No, I saw the one with Rags.
Oh,
I saw that you called Rags Gags, which made me laugh.
My one last.
That was excellent. I was very impressed with hearing about all the work you've done with men's rights and families and family courts and all of that. What a terribly depressing situation that was.
It's the way the law works is an absolute shit show.
Well, when you said that they tell the women to get the old bill involved, just do it.
Yeah, that's been Women's Aid's tactic for a very long time, and saying that somebody has shouted at them or slapped them, that's the minimal problem. Have you ever heard of the silver bullet?
I have, but it's a lock-picking tool. Probably not what you're talking about.
No, the silver bullet to get a man removed from your family totally and quickly is to accuse him of interfering with the children.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard it called that, but I had a mate, and we were out with him, and the plain-clothed people turned up and just took him off. And we were like, what the fuck? And his missus, who joined a cult, she said that the kid said that he touches them when they're in the bath. And then he naively, in a police interview, said, well, yeah, I wash them. And they were like, yeah, but does that involve genitals? And he's like, well, I do wash their genitals. They're like 4 years old. And that was enough. He hasn't seen them since.
Yeah, that's known as a silver bullet. The other one you may or may not have heard about is a 4x4.
No. Vart. Right. 42. Can you give us a lovely Northern Irish Vart?
Vart.
He did it as well. Amazing. Vart.
Vart.
Vart. Go on. What's the 4x4? This sounds awful.
Right. The way child support works, you get less money for the second child than you do for the first child, because whenever they're working out how much to give, the only thing that's deducted from the person's wages would be child support to the previous child.
Said it on the stream. So 4 kids from 4 fathers.
Yep. Yeah, you can afford a 4x4.
I mean, what a way to destroy a country. Oh, what a way to destroy families, communities, nations.
It's an absolute shit show. And this all started the whole child custody law started in the 1840s with a woman called Caroline Norton, who basically fucked the then prime minister and got him to bring in a 10 years doctor-in-law.
Shocking. All right,
madness.
We should get you on to talk about this, because the problem is we're opening up a can of worms here, and it deserves more time, because I was most impressed, because unless people in the chat, unless you saw 42 on Rags' stream, 42 actually works in this environment helping people out, and it was shocking to hear. Shocking.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing you were asking about, the stream of the dead on Saturday. Absolutely.
You're going to have to say that in English, man. Right. I'm sorry.
The other thing you were asking about was the stream of dead last Saturday lunchtime. Yeah, that
was I was talking about the one you just finished.
That went fine. Everything worked. But it was only intended to be 10-15 minutes, just to say what I'm going to do next. But that all worked well.
You've got some skills and techniques. You're trying some new things. You're advertising your streams on streams.
Yes, that's the plan. I've also I've got a guy coming on that's heavily involved with the anti-government mandate protests
Well,
in
now you're
Australia.
advertising streams on other people's streams. You're absolutely
Yes.
paying for this, aren't you?
No, you opened the door.
I'm closing it now.
Yeah.
No, go on. Sorry. Go
Yep.
on, say it. Say
So,
it. In 5 seconds.
yeah, I've
Four.
got a guy coming in that's going to talk about the government mandates in Australia, and after it's streamed on YouTube, it's going to BitChute.
All right, no, that's brilliant. Well, let us know here when that is, nearer the time, and I'll make sure we shill it and get some people over there.
Yeah, that should be quite good because this guy, he's lost his job and everything. Over the head.
Isn't it mad? You fucking. Yeah. All right, another time.
Right.
42.
Yes.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, mate.
Yes, total pleasure, and thanks, Chris, for having me on.
Oh, I'll have you off one day. Carry on like that, you sweet talking angel. See you later, 42.
See you later. All right.
I take the piss, but what an accent. So jealous. So jealous. It's just like syrup. It's just like sensual syrup. If I was 42, I'd get a job as an audio gigolo. I'd be like a sex chat line for desperate women who drink too much gin and are in their 70s. How old are you, lady? Did you hear that? What was that? How old are you, lady? Well, thank you, Raymond, for that donation. There's links there to what we've been talking about for sure. I'm going to give you that much, but it's out and about. There was another donation because we got a wonderful Irish. Oh, see, I keep doing it. We got a wonderful English, Irish, Northern Irish. What is he? What are you, 42? Tell me what you are. Hitchins dropped £1. Nice one, Hitchins. A Prasha Kuka to that one. What? ST3 says international football is bearable. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that, should it? I mean, I don't know. Otto reckons that football is the Kalergi plan. Whoa. Kevin hasn't watched a match since they took the knee. I did stop watching it, but it's hard, isn't it? It's hard because I do like watching it. I like it. But what you have to do, well, you don't have to, but what you have to do is just understand that, people said to me, oh, you still watching football? BLM this, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, but, I pay taxes, which I think probably does more damage to my people than watching a football. You live in that world. You've got to be careful how much you cut your nose off and how much of your face you're going to spite. When I was a communist, they play that game on you. They think it's a no-sum game. And like, if you enjoy things or if you're having a good life, that means someone in a Brazilian slum isn't. So you're not allowed to enjoy anything. And they actually drum that into you. And one day you just think, this is shit. Why can't I have fun anymore? Why aren't I the fun young teenage live life to the max that I was? Oh yeah, because I'm not allowed, because I've been told I'm taking from people. Hello, Ian. What a pleasure. Booyah, Ian. Lovely one. Booyah. Right, Pizzle wanted to come in. This is for Pizzle. Here we go. I bet he's combing his hair as we speak. Here we go. It's in there for you, Piz. Skin and tonic. What's happening here? Watching West Ham versus Lyon tonight, but do agree football is opium for the masses. Well, what's it called? OxyContin is opium for the masses. But yeah, I kind of agree. But culture has become like that. That's the shame. That's the problem with it. Adorno referred to it as barbaric meaninglessness. Oh, are you watching it on? Are you watching it on YouTube? Because I can hear myself.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, I'll
Amateur night with Pizzle. Look, who'd expect that of him? Pax Max, you'll have to wait. I've got Grecian 2000 on. How are you, Pizzle?
1 second, Chris. Yeah, me.
Yeah, all
good.
good.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice
looking good.
I'm good, Chris. I'm in a good mood. I'm off to see
you
tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
And hang on a minute. What's that what's that painting in the background? What have you gone for there, or was it in the house when you moved in?
Yeah, that's an original Tesco's, I think.
I've got one here, embarrassingly enough. Look, it's disgusting. I just haven't been bothered to take it down. It
all
might
right.
look nice. No. It isn't, because what it is, it's one of those. It's a factory painting. So there'll be one bloke cutting the boards. There'll be another bloke penciling it in.
Yeah.
There'll be another bloke doing the orange. Another bloke doing the blue. Another bloke doing the red.
They come out all right though, don't they? They look all right. You know.
Yeah, but no, because it's fake impressionism.
Yeah, I know, but
no, Pizzle, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'll tell you what, I'll send it to you and you put it on your wall and see how you feel.
Yeah, that's something my sister's put up.
I don't really put things on my walls. Do you put things on your walls?
Yeah, I would do if I had some walls to put things up on. Yeah, I would do. Yeah.
How are you? So, are you and Jessica seeing each other? Is that happening?
Yeah. I'm going there tomorrow. That's why I'm buzzing.
Nice. That's why you're buzzing. No, she's a lovely girl for sure.
Having a nice long weekend with her. Can't wait.
Good.
Yeah, I only get to see her like once a month or something. Twice a month tops. So,
sometimes that works, though. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, I mean, my missus has just been away for like what? She's been away for 6 days, and she'll be away another 4. I like my own time though. So
yeah, I do, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd get a little bit. If we have a family, it would be different because she'll have things to do. But you know, when she comes here, I'm working, streaming, writing, and she just gets a bit bored. So it would be crazy if she was here all the time.
You're a lucky guy, Chris. You're a lucky guy. I mean, there's more to it than luck. I know there is, but yeah.
Can you give us a Midlands Vart?
Well, I could do if I was from the Midlands, but you know.
What is but that is, come on, you're not Scottish, you're not from London, and that's Midlands, right?
Yeah, I'm not from Birmingham. I'm Manchester, mate.
Yeah, but that's Midlands.
Is it? Fuck. It's mid Britain, I suppose. Okay.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what mid England.
Like oh, do I have to give you
I don't know where the Midlands are. I really don't.
It's Birmingham.
What, just Birmingham? But hang on, if you look across the map, here's Birmingham. Manchester's only like there, isn't it?
No, I think it's about the same distance from London, but in the other direction.
Fuck off, other direction. You're
in
Germany or something.
No, here's Birmingham.
Look at a map of England.
Birmingham, then Manchester's, London's here, then Manchester's the same, but above it. Like,
right, hang on.
I don't know, 200 miles.
Let's just have a look. You know what? I'm looking at a map. I would put it on the screen, but it would prove me wrong. So I'm just going to leave it here. It's hard to read Manchester because Birmingham's written over it. All I can see. No, you are right. You are right.
Of course I'm right. Of course I'm right.
So it's a serious question, and I absolutely mean this. What are the Midlands? It's not just Birmingham, is it?
Well, it's Birmingham. That's, you know, from coast to coast with Birmingham in the middle, sort of thing.
You know what? I was honestly about to ask you if Wales was the Midlands. I haven't got a fucking clue. Hang on, I might put this one on the screen. Thank you for saying I'm a lucky man. I mean, I think as I got older, I got a bit luckier. It was okay. Yeah,
I'm a lucky man as well. To be with Jess. I want to point that out.
Oh no, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
But you're also a very handsome man, you know.
Oh, well,
you've got a good spirit about you. You've got a good aura about you. If I walked into a boozer and you were there on your own, I'd probably say, you fancy having a drink? I'll have a drink with you, mate. And I reckon you'd go, all right.
That's nice of you. Thank you.
You didn't agree that you'd say yes, though, did you? You just said that's nice. You'd take one look at me and go, no. Oh, fuck off, baghead. Right, let's have a look at this map because I think this has answered a lot of questions that only I needed the answers to. Here we go. Right. So, West Midlands, East Midlands, and if you look there, Vart. There you go. That was for someone else. I knew you'd do it eventually. So if you look at that map, I'm going to zoom in just to prove my pathetic point. West Midlands and East Midlands both border Manchester.
What?
You, my friend,
East Midlands borders.
you're a Midlander. You're where? What would you say you were?
No,
Like if someone,
it's northwest, not northwest of England. Absolutely.
It's weird, isn't it? Because there's not a name for that, is there? Northwest of Englander.
Well,
Northwest.
Mank, and then you got that them weirdos that we call Scousers.
Yeah, they're not that. They're a bit rough.
Oh,
I mean, Manx are a bit rough at the edges, but the Scousers are a different level altogether.
Can you just give me one moment, Chris? 1 second. I'll be back in like 1 second.
I will read out the VARTs.
Thank you.
Go on. He's going to do his hair now. He's going to get a little bit more cream in. He's got a dry tea section. You see, Pizzle. So he's going to just get a little bit of moisturiser down there. Good looking lad, though, isn't he? Good lord. Hello, Chris Set. Hello, John. Leicester went 1-1 in Europe. They was losing. Possibly we could have free English in the semis. Good crikey, oh lord. I don't know about it. Like I said to 42 international. I mean, I'm so not as much into even club football as I was. So the internationals, I mean, semi-finals, I might kind of start paying attention. What's that? Where's Skin and Tonic come from? It's you've shaken it all up. Well, I didn't get any read out.
Okay.
Lots of people got interested in the where you're from. Weirdly. Oh, look! Yeah,
that's a nice thing to say. What's the name?
It is.
Yeah.
Emrys said, "Fucking Lancashire, Hell's Teeth. Why don't folk know where they live?" Phnom Penh.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh Lord. Go on.
What about the book, film? What is it? Book, film, and album. Do you want to know that?
Okay. All right. Let me answer these two super chats because otherwise they're out of time with what we're saying. Although one of them's Billy, so it could be anything. Could be about his bloody first skateboard. All I know.
Let me watch, Chris. By the way, it's
hang on. Let me see it. You've got a Walt Disney watch.
Mickey Mouse watch, yeah.
I hate Mickey Mouse with a vengeance. I never liked his voice.
Well, I'm not a Mickey Mouse fan or anything, but I just think he's kind of quirky and kind of cool. But
the answer's no. The answer's no.
I didn't think you would.
I think it lets you down. I think you need to get yourself a nice vintage Rolex.
I've got a nice. I'll show you. Hang on.
There you go. Look. I have something tucked away.
Oh, I don't know where it is. I've got an Amiga Seamaster, which is quite nice.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This is Chris.
Right.
When I was about 10, my dad brought home an Amiga Speedmaster.
Wow. Nice watches.
And I smashed it up with a brick.
Why? One of those weird anger things, or did you? You must have known.
Well, on the back of us. Well, all Amigas, they've got like a nice back plate, haven't they? It's got a nice like dragon or whatever. I don't know, like a nice picture. I can't quite remember because I was only little, but I think I saw something on TV where this lad that had like a disc with a nice picture on it, and I thought, oh, that's like that thing on the back of that watch. My dad's. I want it. So I tried to get it up.
So you... yeah, look, I'm going to show people exactly what you're talking about. I don't actually... It's like a unicorn or something. It's like a stallion.
Yeah,
stallion.
Something or other, yeah.
Right, let me do these super chats and I'll show the stallion that Pizzle smashed up his old man's 20 grand watch for.
Listen, Chris, and that's not the only thing. About, say, 20 years later, he had another one. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And
was that for Skag though?
Yeah, I pawned it with every intention of getting it back.
Of course.
Because they offered me 500 quid for it, and I only took 70. because I wanted to get it back, and just never went back for it.
I feel so bad for you. My mum has got a charm bracelet, right? What? And it's like a gold, 24 karat bracelet, but it's got loads of little loops on it, so you can put a charm on each one. It's old gypsy thing. And my old man got it for her when they were like first together. And every birthday or Christmas, they'd get her another charm for it. Like, I don't know, like weird little things.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
gold,
I think Mum's got one.
Yeah, and it's got like about 50 of them.
Yeah,
and I pawned that. Like, she never wears it because she's scared she'll lose it or it will get nicked. And I pawned that, and I couldn't sleep for the time it was in that pawnbroker's. And I was walking down to get it. I had the money to get it. I only got something stupid like 60 quid for it. And in scrap gold, it probably weren't worth a lot. But my dad's dead, that was it. Every one of those things, a birthday, anniversary.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that.
No, exactly. And as I was walking down into Dartford to go to old crack converters, I see a couple of junkies, and they were like, "Are you going to score and all that?" I said, "I've just got to go." And they said, "I've just got to go to crack converters and get something out." And they said, "Oh, it got broken into." And I just went, "Hey," they went, "Yeah, we've been down there. That you can't. There's no trading. They got robbed." And I was just thinking, "You're fucking joking." I had the money. I got it in the end. Luckily, there was about 5 safes, and they took 2. And luckily, but I got it. I mean, I've never told my mother that. She knows most of my wrongdoing, but I think she'd look at me. In a way, it's like the worst thing I ever done. It just taking the risk,
Yeah.
How do you cope with that? Is your father still alive?
I thought, sometimes, because I'm really into watches and my dad's into watches, and sometimes I'll just like suddenly remember it and I sort of feel sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel sick, literally.
When my dad died, I got his ring that was his 21st birthday present, and that went missing. And I think a junkie stole it from my bedroom. Having romance in the room. And I'm like that with that. They probably got about a tenner for it, scrap. Tenner. And but there was 2 rings, and I said to my mum once on a Skype call, I said, "Look, I do feel the pain of those rings." And she went, "They didn't get stolen. I've got because my nan had her engagement and wedding ring made into one, and she's got that." So the bit of me thinking, well, maybe it didn't get nicked, and I just stashed it. And if I were to stumble into that, because even though he's dead, it's just cuntish not looking after it, just. Hard, isn't it? Hard, all those things.
Very hard, yeah. Well, it's a disease, isn't it, Chris?
So your dad's still alive? Yeah, that's what it is. It's my disease. It pawns. Is your dad still alive?
Oh yeah, mum and dad are still together. Yeah.
And so you've cleaned your act up, so they must be over the moon about that.
Mm-hmm.
But so how long were you using for, on and off, or on?
Well, 25 years on.
Fucking hell. So like me, like a proper life habit.
Yeah.
How do you cope with? I mean, I try not to dwell on it, because as I was taught by people who knew, the best thing that I can do, I was always told, is to make something of myself now and be there for my mother now.
Yeah.
There's no point sitting in it. But it was like you said, you felt sick. Sometimes I think of some of the things I put my mother through, and weirdly I do sit in them and just it's almost like self-harm,
Yeah.
Punishing myself.
It's horrible. I mean, I was I'm quite proud, not proud of being a junkie, and I was quite a severe junkie, but for like 2/3 of my time as an addict, I worked. I had good jobs. But for the other third, I wasn't working. But I mentioned it the other day. I was like with a brass.
Yeah.
And for about 4 or 5 years, I basically didn't get out of bed. She'd go out at night, come home with a few hundred quid. And it was like, for a junkie, it was junkie heaven, basically.
Yeah. Isn't that weird that people won't understand that. I mean, because it sounds like hell, really. And you're like, no, it was great.
Yeah. But in that time, I got my first abscess, DVT in one of my legs, and it was like a fucking tree trunk, and it took me like 2 weeks to even bother going to the hospital. That was I've spent months at a time in hospital with DVTs, but that was my first one, and I was in there for 2 months, and I fucking loved it. My girlfriend was coming every day with bags of gear. I fucking loved it.
I understand that. I understand that logic. I mean, I've heard of people, they've got sick and they've been happy because they haven't got to do anything, and people look after them, and families collude with them.
Yeah. So that was the first time I went in hospital. I think I was in for 2 months.
Hang on. So what's this for? Shooting in your groin? But what?
Yeah.
It must be more than that. You done it wrong? You missed or what?
Well, the very first time I got a DVT, and when I was in the hospital, they found out I had septicemia.
So for people who don't know, that's deep vein thrombosis. When you've done all your veins in, all your standard ones in your arms and your feet, and trust me, that's agony going in your feet. You've got 2 options left. You've got your neck, which is I never went there. I never went
about
there.
Twice. I got someone else to do it for me. I never did it myself. Yeah.
Every time I've seen it done, it's someone else doing it. Or you've got a femoral vein either side of your bollocks, basically, that runs down your leg, and it's about the size of an hose pipe. But one of the 7 spastics in my story is he lost one of his legs doing that. The geezer's got a tattoo of a syringe, and underneath it says "Still winning."
Oh, fucking hell! Yeah, you mentioned that before. Yeah,
well, when he's in his wheelchair, you're like,
the guy's an absolute winner, isn't he? Wow.
So okay, so you got yourself DVT, and then you've infected your femoral vein with septicemia.
Septicemia.
Is that a blood or a skin disease?
It's a blood disease.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I had to go on the operating theatre, and they put this tube into my heart through my neck.
Stent.
No.
No. Okay.
No. It was just the thing. It was to deliver. I really don't know, but I think it was to deliver medication and that straight into my heart, like antibiotics and that. I had this thing coming out of my neck for a few weeks, like with 4 pipes on it. It was like a Christmas tree thing coming out of my neck. Yeah, that was the first time I went in hospital.
How long were you in for that?
The first time, 2 months.
And so what? I mean, I've never done any long stints. I remember pulling a bird, and she took my shirt off, and I had all those little things they do to check your heartbeats and all that.
Yeah.
I just hadn't had a shower or a bath since I've been to hospital. She went, "What are they?" And I was like, "I'm not quite sure. I didn't even remember being in hospital." But what happened to you when you're in hospital for that long and you say, "Well, I'm an addict, so you're going to have to treat me, or I'm going to withdraw"? What they give you?
I'll tell you what, Chris. The first time, like I say, I've been in hospital for a long stretch 3 times. The fourth time I went, I got a DVT, and I thought, yes, I was happy. I thought, yes, I was at work, and I thought, yes, a couple of months in hospital, nice one. I went to the hospital, and they said to me, "We don't keep people in for DVTs anymore." And my heart sunk. I was like, fucking hell, man. You're taking all the fucking fun out of this for me. I was fucking buzzing that I was going to be in hospital for a bit. But anyway.
It's weird because people won't understand that, but I obviously understand why that would have been nice. That's handy.
But the first time I went in hospital, I had a severe habit, but I wasn't on a script.
Right.
And I thought, shit. I mean, I had my girlfriend that was going to bring gear in every day, or most days. But I said to the nurse, I lied. I said, I'm an addict. I'm on 70 ml a day. And she didn't check. They just give me 70 ml every day. But
I mean, handy, but could have been dangerous.
Yeah, But the times after that, like the second time I went in hospital, I was on a script. And when I said, I don't know how much I was on, but whatever. Say 70 mil.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, we'll have to check." And I was like, "Yeah, fair enough," because then I was on a script. But the first time, I wasn't on a script. So they didn't check, and they just give me 70 mil every day.
So, because I know people who've ended up in hospital and they've had quite serious stuff. They've had an IV drip in, and that, you know, the bag on the thing on wheels where they have to walk around with it. And
Yeah.
people have, you know, I've taken them in gear and works,
Yeah.
and, you know, they can barely walk into the toilet. They come out all red faced and that. And it's like, there's something wrong with this picture? But if you're not on a script, and I suppose they'd have to give you it, wouldn't they? Because you're just going to go into withdrawals and they can't.
Yeah, I guess they would have had to. Yeah.
So what happened with these fucking tubes hanging out your neck? What was the upshot of that? Was that to do with the DVTs in your leg?
Because I think it was more like this was getting on for 20 years ago, Chris. I can't really remember, but
Okay.
I had this thing in my neck. It went into my heart or down near my heart or whatever. But, you know, and these tubes, and they would hook me up for a couple of hours every day, a different thing on each tube, you know. It didn't bother me. It was fine. It just looked a bit weird. I did have photographs, but I lost all my photographs.
It's fucking mad, isn't it? Because, you know, you've got, and this isn't just you, this is everyone who's done that. You've got the watch, you've got you've got things like that, you know, your parents and putting them through all that. And, you know, the things I've done like that, I didn't think twice about my mother. I just didn't think twice about it.
If I didn't have my parents, especially my mother, I would either be dead, or, you know, one of these homeless zombies that you see in Manchester now. You know, there's no way I'd be clean and you know, relatively happy. I'd probably be dead, but if I wasn't, I'd be on the verge of death. If it wasn't for my mother.
I think it was Skinscar that said on one of my stories, I read it today, I was going through some of the reviews, and I think he said about my mum, and he said, fuck all that, what those psych doctors told you. Your mum just didn't want to see you dead. Because I went up, you know, family, when you're in rehabs, you have to have a family group if you're dependent. And I was living at my mum's. And they outright just said to my mum that he doesn't love you. And I'm like, well, steady on. And then they
that's
sort of
fucking awful.
It's difficult because they also kind of explained it in a way that made sense, but at the same time, I wasn't sure that helped her. You know, they were like, if he loved you, would he steal from you? If he loved you, would he this and that?
Yeah, but you could say that about a lot of things, couldn't you, Chris? You could say that about stuff that's nothing to do with drugs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You could, you know, if he loved you, he would have tried harder at school, or, you know, if he loved you, he would do this, or, you know, that's
a good point.
Bullshit. That's
and all that covert incest stuff, which I do think happened. That did happen. I without a doubt, I was a partial replacement of a male in her life, right? And they said that she got something out of my habit, and she did. I was stuck on that sofa and for years, but they said that she should have just chucked me out. She should have said, no, if you want to stay here, you have to get clean. But I wouldn't have done, because I wasn't ready, and I would have lived on the street. And as you said, that's the start of the spiral where you end up dying.
People don't, you know, Chris, people don't get clean until they want to get clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very true. That's really true. I've only been to rehab once, and I loved it. It worked for me. It got me clean. This was 4 or 5 years ago. But when I went into rehab, I really didn't have any intentions of staying clean. I wanted to get clean so I could get a good hit when I came out.
I know that one. Yeah, one that worked finally.
Yeah. But, you know, I got clean, and I stayed clean. And like I say, one rehab I went to, it worked for me, and I loved it. Every time you mention rehabs, I always put in a chat, I loved my rehab, because I did.
No, that's fair enough. What one did you go to?
Acorn in Stockport.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the old...
That's the thing I wanted to take off the back, so I smashed it up with a brick. And as you can imagine, my father wasn't happy. That would be like that'd be like, I don't know, a 20 grand watch now or a 25 grand watch.
Oh, probably if it was then,
Yeah.
I reckon probably a bit more actually.
Yeah.
That's and also I can imagine it wasn't like you were trying to fuck him over. You just thought, oh, that's nice. I like that. And that.
Well, I can remember going home that day, and my sister come running out to me, and she said, "Don't come in, go, just go. My dad's gonna fucking rip your head off." So I went and didn't go back till like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and my dad had smashed my bedroom up.
Oh, there was a bit of instant payback, was there?
Yeah, I mean, never laid a finger on me or anything. He smashed it because he was fucking heartbroken. Because, like I say, he's into watches and he wanted that. So
no, of course.
I was in the bedroom in the middle of the night crying, and he came in crying, and he apologised to me about smashing my room up.
Lovely, man. Lovely.
You know, I'm quite tearing up now because he's a fucking
fathers and sons does me every
brilliant man, my dad. He's a fucking brilliant man.
Let me deal with these, and I'm coming back to you and your father. JC, bless you, mate. He's dropped a bullseye in there. Incredibly generous supporter of this channel. Why don't you come on for a chat, JC? It's always a pleasure. Well, the one time we did it. What I meant was we talk on Telegram. And Billy Blog says, are you a soft southern shite? Is everyone north of the M25 a northerner to you? You should have travelled a bit in the UK before it became inhabited with jihadis. Do they allow Islamists in Cambo? 1, 2, 3, 4 questions for £3. Are you joking? Look at JC's bullseye and just a couple of pictures of a couple of beers. There's a learning there, young William. I've travelled all around England and Scotland. I hitchhiked all around England when I was 16. Well, hang on, what's that there?
Gay or what?
Are they your emotional glasses? They match your watch.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
I didn't think you'd like it, to be honest.
So tell me about your father and you.
Oh, he's an incredible guy, my dad. He's really, really quiet. My mum and my dad are really opposite. My mum is loud. You know, my mum is loud. My dad is so quiet. But like you mentioned the other day about your father, practical stuff. My dad can do anything.
Yeah, it was
welding and woodwork and wiring. My dad can do anything. And,
can you do any of that sort of stuff?
Well, I've got it in me to do it. You know, I am quite practical. You know, if I'd have had a job like a fabricator, like my dad was, then I would have learned more. But I have got it in me to do it. I can.
See, I sort of feel like that, but that's what blew my mind about my old man. You know, I don't know where he learned it all. I watched him make a chest of drawers, all dovetail joints and that, chisels out. He didn't go to university or anything. He left school at 15, and then he had a welder, and he'd make stuff out of metal. And my mum still got sculptures he made in the front room out of wood that are, really fine woodwork.
Yeah.
And
my dad is cool as fuck. You see this photograph of my dad? It's like the 50s.
Yeah, he's looking good there.
He's fucking cool, isn't he?
So when you were young, so I'm guessing you probably got into the drugs when you were, 16, 17?
No, I was like 19, 20.
Okay. Well, that is a little bit like 16, 17.
Yeah, it's a little bit like 16. Not quite, but it's a little bit. It's within 5 years.
What was your relationship with your father like when you were a younger teenager? And I say that because when I was very young, up until about puberty, he was my absolute hero. Adored him. After puberty, I still loved him and he loved me, but it got a little bit, I think quite naturally as well, a little bit sort of, it changed a bit, I think the 80s had quite a bad effect on our family as well. Weirdly, we got a bit of money. Now, I don't mean a lot, but just more than we had.
Well,
and then there was a sense of aspiration, and it wasn't convincing. you know, having Beaujolais Nouveau nights around my house was not. I wasn't buying it. It didn't seem.
Well, I'm quite. It's the same thing. The 70s was shit for my family, but the 80s came along and Thatcher, and I know Thatcher's a bit can divide people, but I love her because when the 80s came along, like you say, money came along, and life was just better under Thatcher. You know, in the 70s, we always had what they call bailiffs knocking on the door, you know, and struggling for money, and it was a fucking nightmare from what I've been told and from what I can remember. But the 80s came along, fucking great. That's what made me conservative. You know, the change from a Labour government to a Conservative government. I saw it as a child, and it even as a young child, what I would have been like 10 when she got in.
Yeah,
you know, and I saw things change.
It was a different country, wasn't it? I mean, when I think of the 70s, it was dark and cold.
Yeah,
you know, it really was dark and cold.
Yeah, there was piles of rubbish in the street, piles of rubbish because you know, the unions. You know, Thatcher fought the unions. I mean, whatever you think of unions, they do hold the country to ransom. And you know, I'm quite a Thatcherite. I'm a Thatcherite, a nationalist, and a loyalist, and I always will be.
Do you remember getting sent home from school because they couldn't heat them? We had that in the 70s.
Yeah, well, you know, in the snowstorms and that, you know, don't come in and.
So when you got into drugs, I just want to anything you don't want to talk about, just say I don't want to go there, obviously. But was it quite quick that you got into the heroin, or was it a few years, speed, ecstasy, acid?
Well, I think I've mentioned this before.
Yeah, but I can't remember anything.
No, of course you don't. Yeah, of course. But, why don't you remember, Chris?
I don't listen.
The very first time I saw it and used it was in a posh house with a posh lad that was home from university. It wasn't.
That rings a bell, actually.
Bag or anything. You know, he was a posh lad. It was in his posh house, and he was giving it me. And when he was using it, I said, "Let's have a few lines." And I had a few lines and that, and I felt fucking great. And I was quite shy. I'd had it. Then I left his house walking home or whatever, and I bumped into this bird who was quite well known for being really fit. And I'd never been able to speak to her because, you know, shy and intimidating. I started chatting her up and making her laugh. You know, in the end, I ended up having a kid with her. But
wow, shit.
Yeah, but you know, it sort of changed me. I was like confident but not confident like on Wiz or something where you don't shut up.
Yeah. No, just like normal people.
Normal people, yeah.
And
I thought, this is fucking awesome. You know, and that was that. That was basically that. You know,
there was a big group of us at the squat when I first started buying it. And it was weird to see the rest of them not into it. And I was like, how can you not be into it? This is fucking great. And they were like, it doesn't do anything. And I'm like, yeah, you're off your head, mate, because I feel fucking great. And because they were already, they felt good in themselves and I didn't. And it just gave me that, you know, people who haven't had it, there is an effect, but it's not like acid or speed where you're like, I'm coming up on it. Here we go.
No, that's it,
You can just function like,
as long as you're not smashed out of your head, you can, you know, I used, like I say, I worked through a huge part of my addiction, you know, and I would have digging into me groin a few times a day. I wasn't smashed. I could function normally, but I felt good. You know, I felt I could talk to people. I wasn't shy, and I can be quite shy sometimes. Sometimes I can pretend not to be. So I guess that means I'm not. But
when I talk to you, I get the feeling that you are a shy person, but it seems like as you've matured, you've kind of understood that, accepted it, and you kind of work with it rather than let it sort of silence you.
Yeah, well, you know, it's hard to. I started to, basically, the bottom line is I started to take drugs because it helped me be who I wanted to be. You know what I mean? And I felt happy. And it was bumping into that bird. The very first day I had gear, I'd seen this bird loads of times, couldn't talk to her. You know what I mean? Tripping over my words and all that. This time, I was like some off a fucking movie, making her laugh and fucking hell, who am I? This is amazing. You know, and the rest is history.
And what an effect for something, 2-3 lines on a foil. What a change of life that is.
Yeah.
You know, because at that age, when you're turning from boy to man, to be able to talk to a hot girl, and to feel that you couldn't before, you know, that's really powerful. Really powerful.
I'd had girlfriends before, you know what I mean? I was 19, 20 years old. I had plenty of girlfriends, but it was always a huge thing to, you know, and you was panicking with yourself and all that. This time, it was just like, yeah, it's whatever, innit? It's whatever, mate. You know, it was awesome. But I'd managed before, but it was always a huge panic. And I was like, oh, it just smooths all out.
Noise. Ian Marr calls it the noise.
That's perfect. Yeah. It's incredible.
Listen, it's lovely to talk to you. Always is. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done for getting clean. That's not easy. And
You too.
And to do it at one rehab, because I mean, I went to one out of my 20 odd. There's only one that I have got any fond memories of, but it's hard. Rehab's hard, isn't it? It's not. I don't think it's.
It can be, yeah. It starts out as hard, but like I say, I enjoyed it.
No, without a doubt. Like Foot Golf, who comes in here, he said to me before that his 3 months at Focus, which is what I'm talking about, was 3 of the best months of his life, and I can also understand that, because you come back to life, and here we are, and you've got the emotional age of a 15-year-old.
Well, it's the people. I got lucky because there was a lot of good people there. There's a few arseholes, but mainly there are good people, and you were friends with these people. It wasn't, you know, it was drugs adjacent, but it wasn't, you know, you weren't friends with them because you thought you could get drugs off them or everything. They were just friends, and it wasn't really something I'd had for 2.5 decades. Just friends.
No, you make some very strong connections there, and you have to put a lot of trust in them, because in those group therapy rooms, if you're not honest with yourself, you're not going to get any treatment. Oh, I can understand that. No, well done, man. An absolute pleasure. Have a nice time with Jess tomorrow.
I will. Thank you.
And I'll talk to you
Chris.
soon.
Thanks, Rob.
Look after yourself.
Thanks, Scrubs.
Yeah, an absolute pleasure. Ta-ta.
Cheers. Bye.
What a lovely bloke. Just a lovely, lovely bloke. I kind of know what he's been through. It was obviously a different situation to mine, but without a doubt, there's a lot of similarities in that game. And I was getting a bit emotional during parts of that, as it appeared he was. It's kind of strange. You know, I get really angry about all that. You hear it all the time. They're searching for their next fix. You know, I always thought that meant these people were so sort of weird that they need, you know, like you'd search for an acid hit or a speed hit or something, or a drink. But it's not. It isn't. It's you're searching because you're not normal anymore, and you just want to function like everyone else. Like, as he said, he worked for most of his habit. I set my business up when I was at my worst. You know, I was digging 20 a day into my groin, and full of Valium for breakfast, and I set my business up. You know. Yeah, I get quite emotional talking to people who know that scene. What an incredible couple of guests. I want to thank Billy and JC. I think I went over them a bit quick because I was talking to Pizzle, and I haven't missed yours, Anglo. I'm just going to catch up with 2 of them right now. I just, you know, sometimes I have to. Oh, good Lord, I'm going back a while. You lot are well busy chatting. I love it. What a fantastic place. I'm a little bit emotional at the moment, people. You might have noticed. But I'm sure I'll be able to, you know, tuck it down, let it come out sideways later. I'm just looking. There you go. Oh, no, not that one. Hang on. Right, someone prepare to come on next. I want to say thank you to these super chats, and then we'll get someone else on. And you can come on, you can talk about anything, you can ask any questions, whatever you want. There's no right, here we go. Anglo, nice one, 42. Sorry, Anglo, that is a long time back. Apologies. Thank you for that. And I think the next one is you saying you missed my last one. Sorry, mate. Hang on 1 second. I miss a lot of the chat, and it's quite interesting seeing what you're saying, what a lot of you've been saying to each other. It's incredible. You know, I don't know how you people see me, but you know those people you used to see shuffling along in their dirty clothes, smelling, and you know, well, that was me at one point. It's weird, and you know, our pal was like that for a while. It's weird, and they're just people like you and me, really, who made a couple of bad decisions. And yeah, missed my last one, Mucker. There you go. Thank you, Anglo. Sorry about that. I did miss it on the way. I absolutely did. Right, Ian's coming in. Ian, I'll bring you in, but let me just scan the chat because I just want to make sure I haven't missed any more.
God, I'm yellow.
You've always been yellow.
Haha.
Oh, where's that tooth? Hang on, Ian. Give me a second. I want to give you my full attention and not half of it because that's not fair. Anglo, you missed my last two super chats, Marker. I've forgotten what I said. I got it. You said about 42. Thank you, Anglo. Sorry that you had to do that. I would have found them. Right, there you go. I think we're done here. I think we're done there. Right. Ian, so how are you, man? Your father died, what, 3 days ago now, is it?
Yeah, mate.
Difficult times?
Still a bit in shock.
Yeah. How long have you been caring for him?
Oh, fuck. Made his dinner every day for 11 years.
And you were his primary carer, weren't you? You didn't have any help. You done that. You sacrificed the last 11 years of your life to look after your dad, which is an absolutely honourable thing to do.
I made my mum a promise.
Yeah, wow.
Keep my promises. So.
No,
That's them all
incredible.
done now, Chris. That's every promise that I made, done, dusted. It's like a relief. It really is. It's been a fucking...
No, but amazing that you've done that. Because now, imagine if you hadn't have done that, I doubt you would have been able to live. You know, if you hadn't have kept that promise, that's very hard to live with, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some time for you now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of change. A lot of change happened.
Your life has just done that, hasn't it? It's just turned upside down. I mean,
everything I was living for, my income, everything was just stopped. 3:15 on Monday, it all just fucking stopped.
And so where are you? What's happening?
Exciting times.
Yeah. A mixture of emotions, I'd imagine.
Yeah, a lot. I've done all my crying, Chris. I've done, you know, I've been there for him. So when I see all these crocodile tears and, oh, we're going to miss him. Yeah, you're going to miss him. But he was my life. You know, you're going to miss memories. I'm going to miss... Tuesday morning was the first morning I woke up and I didn't have anything to do.
Yeah, right. Fuck me. Yeah, yeah. And in a house on your own.
No, I was at my brother's.
Oh, that's right. You went and stayed. I don't want to get into that, obviously, but not great, I imagine.
Well,
Yeah.
put it this way: 3 days I lasted. I'm back home now. It all came to a head last night.
Oh, it got there, did it? It
Fucking got there. Oh yeah, it got
was
there.
polite for a bit, and then it just blew. Okay. Well, you've got, as from what
I'm
you told me.
I'm held to a completely different set of standards to every other fucking person in my family.
And is that because of your past, or just for reasons you don't know, or what?
One, because of my past,
Right.
and two, because they know that, like yourself, we all know the potential that you've got. You know, and Pizzle as well. Hey, yeah, I was an addict, but I was at work every day and I paid for every fucking bit that I took on my own.
Yeah.
You know, that's an honourable thing. People think junkie. There's all different sorts of people who are addicted, and you get odd ones like myself and Pizzle who want to get out there and contribute, but we maybe don't have the social skills, or you know that, like you said, the noise starts and the Russian radio stations, and we know what works, we know what takes them away.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's
so the crux of I was locked in the house last night.
Go on, I'm just getting some water.
So no way of getting out.
Hang on,
So,
in the family house.
Yeah, in his house.
Okay.
So I
don't want to go into this because it's not fair on them, but Ian doesn't get on with his brother too much, I think, or brothers, is it? Or there's a couple of them, isn't there? Yeah. And Ian's obviously done the care work for. Work makes it sound a bit awful, but it is. So okay, that's a rough, just so that people know the situation. So you were stuck in there, and you managed 3 days, and okay, go on.
So we've been having a laugh, and you know, very sociable and all that sort of stuff. Everybody, my brother's got his own bar, so they're sitting in his own bar. So we're all moving over to the house. Move over to the house. I've been smoking weed. You know, they've all got their beer and their drink and everything like that. I'm taking buprenorphine to stop me running out and fucking buying a bag and putting it on a bit of foil. So I'm doing the right thing. I'm over there. I'm showing them that I'm taking my script. I explain to them what the script does and all that sort of stuff, and explain to them about addiction, how you become addicted. You know, if you take it and you like it, go and fucking get help and all of that sort of stuff. And I know it's going to be a long road and blah, blah, blah. Try to be really, really nice. We get back over to the house. And as I said, they've all got their drinks. So they've been hitting the bevy Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Literally
I've been having a puff.
Yeah.
I've had a puff every night when my dad's went to bed for the last 11 years.
Yeah.
I've got, well, not 11 years, but the last 4 or 5 anyway, with the broken neck, because I can't take opiates. They're trying to give me fucking alcohol and painkillers, and I'm like, so so they locked me in the house last night, so no way of getting out for a joint. And I'm
hang on. So I thought you meant that figuratively. They actually locked you in so you couldn't have a smoke.
Didn't want me walking around his house at night, being outside when he was in bed. Well, why not? Why didn't you want me out and about when you were in bed? What's the problem? I still don't know what the fucking problem was, Chris.
You're an adult, right?
I
think so. I got that impression. Fucking hell.
So I was just like, open the fucking door and let me out because I need to get out of here now. You must unlock that door right now or I'm going through the window.
Yeah, I can imagine
I
that.
do not feel comfortable at the moment. So he opened the door and let me out.
Well done. Well done.
But only on the condition that I put my bag back in the house. So he let me go out, roll a joint. I smoked my joint, went back into the house, couldn't sleep, still buzzing. Got up to go to the toilet, got back to my room, and I'd been so high and so buzzing, I blacked out, didn't I? Went through the door backwards, fucking smashed through the footboard of the bed, bounced off the wall, cut my head, screwed up on my elbow again. He says, "Oh, is that what the thump was during the night?" He says, "So you're concerned about me going out for a fucking joint, but I black out, fucking smack my bad elbow on the bed and bounce off the fucking walls and you don't care."
Difficult times.
As I said, different set of values.
Are you the youngest or the eldest or the middle?
Youngest.
Yeah, it's quite a typical family dynamic that elders feel like the youngest has been spoiled. My brother thinks I was spoiled, and that's not my fucking experience at all. You know, quite the opposite. But that's his view of it. You know, when we met up at one Christmas at my house, he used to like a drink anyway. I don't know if he still does, like a proper drink. And he said, seeing you sitting on the sofa with mum with your head on her lap. He went, fucking horrible. He went, it was just like when we were kids. And I thought, what? Having a relationship with my own mother, that upsets you, does it? Fucking weirdo. Yeah, the spite in his, he was proper annoyed by it. So I know it's early days, but there's a lot of freedom coming your way, a lot of time, and that's not necessarily always a good thing for people like us. What's happening? What's going to happen? What you think?
I meant to message 42 with this. He's been helping me with some stuff. I've got a doctor's line until the 5th of May. So I don't need to worry about going and signing on and all that sort of stuff. He's going, and my doctor's going on holiday, but he was great. He put my script up. I was like, that, look, just as a buffer here.
Yeah.
Can you give me some more buprenorphine, and if I get any cravings or I feel stupid, I'll just...
Are you on supervised consumption or do they give you take-homes?
I was a functioning addict. I was never one of your archetypal, street junkies.
I was a functioning one, but they made me go to every fucking day and queue up with the rest of them at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, every day.
No, I'm weekly pickup.
Shocking.
A weekly. Imagine what you would have to do for a weekly back in the day.
Yeah. No, ridiculous.
The amount of trust there. And in this environment, everyone I speak to is on daily supervision.
No, you've done well there. And is that because you've had clean tests, or is it just because you've had clean tests? Okay. Yeah, I never had that.
It's the swabs now. No more 3 days.
Okay.
12 to 14 days. There's no, I'll take that script I've been saving up and just rattle this one out for a few days. No. 2 weeks.
It's a ridiculous system anyway. Just give them heroin for fuck's sake. And
yeah, exactly.
Shadows and Dust too. I don't recognise the name. I don't know if you're new around here, but you're welcome, of course, and thank you for that donation. Have you heard that Portugal and Switzerland have medically legalised heroin? Well, England has. There's 400, over 400 addicts in the UK that go to their doctor and get a diamorphine script. I got one. I couldn't believe it. I got the email. I'd applied. I'd sent them all my bits. They spoke to my GP. And I got an email saying you have been approved for a diamorphine ampule prescription. Oh, I was jumping around my flat. I was thinking the perfect prescription. 30 years, I finally got it. And I rung them up, and she said I had to go there every day 3 times. Denmark Hill from Soho. That would take an hour and a half, rush hour. And I said, oh, come on.
As well, the golden stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, I said, it's going to take me an hour and a half to get there. She said, yeah, but you can take it home. I said, yeah, but I get home, and then 20 minutes later, I've got to come back from a middle one. And she said, yeah, but you can take it home. I said, it's going to just, I can't work. I won't have time to work. And she said, look, I know. She said, we're doing our best. We're really doing our best. If we can prove that this works, we can probably, you know, in 6 months or whatever, maybe give you a weekly. I said, yeah, but I can't do it. I can't come and see you every day. I've got to work.
Imagine that being your only purpose.
Yeah.
No, you're taking that to be normal. So the points where you are normal, all you're doing is
that
going back there.
It's like a Mobius strip, isn't it? I did understand her point though, but I did sort of say, look, can't you sort of tell them that I run a business? I'm a director of a business. And maybe, and then I just thought of her giving me like 100 diamorph ampules. I said, yeah, no, that ain't going to happen. She was like, no.
When you put it like that.
Shut up. Shut up. No. I think not getting that was one of the best things that happened because, come on, you've got to, I don't know. Shadows and Dust.
You were saying as well, the drama wouldn't be there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did get a morphine ampule script from the Stapleford, and I ended up selling them because I had no dramas. I didn't have the distraction, and that's half the addiction, really, isn't it? Giving that up is harder to an extent sometimes than the actual drug. But I knew that Portugal had decriminalised it so that if they find it on you, you don't get nicked. They don't take it off.
They decriminalised everything, did they not?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's obvious that it's obviously a better idea. That I've seen 30 years of this ridiculous system. You know, I think I know one person who got clean on methadone. I know plenty of people who died buying it on the black market. Kids, teenagers, you know, just thinking it'd be a bit of fun.
Would your veins still collapse using pharmaceutical gear?
No, because it's actually the adulterants and citric acid that causes the problems. You know, so no. Thank you, Shadows and Dust, for bringing that up. I will look into that. Lulu's increased double leg trick. I can't do the double. I'll fall over. I'm too old for that. I'll give you one. Sorry about this here.
Yeah, that's okay.
Lulu finds it. Yeah, look.
I'm jealous of your flexibility.
Marks on them.
Yeah, I'm jealous of your flexibility.
Yeah, but if you because you've got the injury, it's a bit different. But 3 months regular yoga, you'll be able to bend.
I can't complain at all about the injuries I had and the range of movement that I've got, and the fact that I'm not scripted up.
No, it's great.
I'm scripted up, but I'm not scripted up. If you see what I mean.
What has he put you up to?
6 milligrams.
You know, it's nothing really, is it? It's nothing.
No, I'll be down again fucking no time.
And what are you going to do? What are you thinking? I mean, I don't mean this could sound a little bit morbid, but you must have been over the years thinking this is an inevitability at some point. And I mean, what are you thinking? You've got to fill your time, man. You've really got a lot of time to fill. You know, and not only that, a sense of purpose has been taken away from you. That, a sense of purpose. a lot of things have changed here. I mean, yes, there's the mourning, and obviously I've been there. I've done that with my own father, but there's a lot of differences now, a lot of changes. Your life's kind of upside down, and there's a lot of positives there as well. But
possibilities are endless. That's one thing. I've said before, when I concentrate and put my mind to things, I can conquer the world. So no fears in that respect.
Can I come out here? You don't like Asia, do you?
There's a possibility, but it would be for a visit. I'm not a big Asian fan.
Do you remember when I all cocky went, no, well, where exactly have you been? You were like Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Burma. Okay. Thank you, Shadows and Dust, for that second donation. That's very kind of you. And Anglo, I won't let that go. Is the VART broken? No, it does seem very quiet, though. Great stream tonight. I give it 14 out of 14. Excellent guest, Chris. Nice one. Thank you, Anglo. Nothing on me, really. Just really good.
You want a Scottish VART?
Oh, there you go. That's why it's quiet, because if I have it loud, Ian will probably get an echo, and all you might get an echo. So it's just that's why it's quiet, because I haven't got my headphones in. I would like a Scottish VART, yes.
VART.
I would have thought it'd have been a bit more on the R. VART.
VART.
What a peculiar place and people this is. Thank you. Appreciated. Never did I think I'd be streaming and someone say, and me know what it means. Do you want a Scottish VART? So where?
Oh, so you were asking what's the plans, and I was very obtuse and said possibilities are endless.
But yeah, I'm just thinking, it's. I'm not trying to be the doom spreader here, but there's a freedom. But as I said, there's risks with people like you and me. They're like, that's why you had your script put up, because you had a purpose, and a noble purpose. You were caring for your father. It filled time, and there's like a freedom there. And I mean, I know you're not a particular fan of NA, but a really good line that someone in NA told me once is, an addict on their own is in bad company. And
yeah, my friends are, my wee mate's been great. Family have been okay up until a point.
Okay.
I'm busy, but I mean, short-term health, mental health, get some structure, get myself stable, have a look, see what's out in the job market.
Yeah, interesting. And is that your house? I know you. Do you? Yeah. What's going on there? What was that in? That was weird.
Just my job.
What are you doing? Broken.
At some point,
when my girlfriend eats, sometimes it goes clunk clunk here. Mm. You're a weird bloke, Ian. You're a really weird bloke. I was watching you, Mrs. Me in it, Rags, and someone, sorry for forgetting, and there was technical problems, and you were
just the facial expressions.
You were going, just annoyed, just sort it out, people. Did make me laugh. Shadows and Dust had a channel but got deleted for a video on Barbara Spector. I was sent an email calling me one all of names. Oh yeah, the usual selection. Okay, what a terrible shame. Did you appeal? And they just went, yeah, bye. Wow. they not even a strike. They just fucked your whole channel off. Wow. Yeah, the glory days for me was when I didn't even have a channel. It was 2014. It was like BitChute over here. Well, you're welcome here, mate. I stream once a day at least. So. Ian, a pleasure to talk to you. You know my email. If you
I'll
get
ping you an email.
come out or anything, and you want to Skype, you know, I can always available for that.
Yeah, that would be appreciated, mate. It really would.
Yeah. And I
I'm
can
not
just
bad,
listen.
lad.
Well, you are. You're a very naughty boy, but you know, I can forgive you for that.
Sounds.
Look after yourself, Ian. Take care,
You
mate.
too, mate. Love you, Scrubs.
And you, man. Incredible. You know, I get, you know, quite choked up tonight. It's been quite emotional, really. We talked, you know, everything we've talked about has been, you know, quite close to my heart, really. We'll grab someone else on. I can't believe I've done 2 hours. It's nearly 3 a.m. This is why my novel doesn't get written. When you lot keep saying, where's the fucking novel? It's because it's too much fun here. Right, I'll do one more person. So I'll put the link in the chat and I'll do one more. And it's only going to be about 10 minutes, people, because I've got to get this 7 spastic. It's going to be 5 spastics. It's going to be 4. I've got to do some writing tonight. If I don't write, I become unbalanced. And if I'm unbalanced, it's not great. And I need a wee. I'll see if anyone comes on, and if not, I'll play some music instead. Well, the outro music. Nice to see 110 people in here tonight. An absolute pleasure. Here we go. It's Mr. Picard. Oh, look, he's behind time. Do you want me to give you a bit of time to get ready? Yeah. Go on. I can still see you. You get your. There you go. There you go. No chance you can get your missus in the background. It's better to look at. Anyway, here we go.
Hang on.
Mark Lowe, you've missed it, I'm afraid, mate. It's going to have to be next time because Mr. Picard beat you to it. I'm only joking, Packer. Go on. Leave her be. Looking more like Eric Clapton than ever.
Thank you. Hang on.
Hello, darling. Ooh. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. She's lovely, mate. Absolutely lovely. When you went down the booze, I think it was yesterday, she said, he's gone down the pub, so you got me tonight. How are you, Picard?
I'm all good. My life's wonderful. Always is.
Lovely. What a lovely thing to say.
Has been ever since I met her.
Fantastic.
That's that.
Fantastic. No, that's incredible. What a lovely thing. Look, even Pizzle's on it. Look. It's him. It's Mister. Can't you tell? Linda's gone for the plural, Picards.
Yeah.
Nigel, I will do an LSDJ for the ending. Yeah, after this chat, I'll do a couple of songs for the hardcore. But you watch those numbers go. They'll halve. They will. What's been happening in your wonderful life? What's the last couple of weeks been going on about?
I've been busy at work. I've got all next week off now. I'm off now till Monday week, which is
so
nice.
you're not working. So it's Easter tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, I'll get bank holidays off, and then I've booked Tuesday through Friday off next week.
Ah, lovely.
Daughter's coming for a visit on Wednesday till the weekend. My dad's bringing her. My missus has just had 2 weeks off with Bob, so I've missed the school holidays.
It's a clever little trick, though, that chucking you a few days off in between the long weekends, isn't it? That's lovely.
Yeah, it's good.
When you say your daughter's coming over, sorry, just one question. I think we've had Simon Pegg as well, but we prefer Clapton. A brace of Packers.
Eric Pegg, I like.
There you go. Nailed it. Simon Clapton, of course. When your daughter comes over, does she stay over or is it a day visit or what?
No, she stays over a few days. She lives in near Peterborough with her fella.
Okay, lovely. So she'll stay for a couple of days. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah, brings her.
You burped then and I burped. I think it was a sympathy burp. Mine wasn't real. I think yours was legitimate because you're drinking, but mine was a sympathy burp. So how do you feel your time when you're off, apart from the visit, or is it just rest? I'm just gonna relax.
Like most blokes, I can sit down and do fuck all day long and then get up and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's
I love a bit of sitting around doing nothing. But this weekend I've got to put a roof on the ferret run because the little fuckers climb out.
Have we actually seen your ferrets on the stream?
No,
Will that ever happen, or are they out the back and it's all hassle?
they're in the
I don't
garden.
mean now. I don't mean now.
No, she used to bring them in and have them in the have them in the conservatory, but they fucking stink the place up. So I put their hutches in a shed and built a run on the front. Very bloody. The lowest side's about 7 foot, and the other side's about 8 or 9 foot. And they just fucking climb out, the little bastards. I put plastic up around the bottom so they couldn't climb on that, and they were climbing up the fucking corner of the door and getting onto the wire and out the top.
So when you put a roof on that, what's that? A bit of felt and or what is that? I'm not a bloke in that area at all. I wouldn't know.
I should build a frame, and then I should put some plywood on, Christopher, and then I shall screw on some corrugated, some of that black corrugated plastic stuff.
Okay, I can follow that. Yeah.
So the water runs off.
Okay. Do they not tunnel ferrets?
Not through concrete slabs, no.
Yeah. Although I used to have a couple of white rats.
They do like to burrow.
They do they?
Yeah. A bucket of dirt and they love it.
So, well, that's what they're used for, aren't they? I've seen videos online where they use ferrets to catch rats. They fucking and they drop them in the rat holes and they come out and they is that am I right? Am I right there? Ferreting, isn't it? That's ferreting.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find a bit.
Or rabbits.
Well, I think these are professional pest control people. I mean, I've seen the ones with the air rifles, but I'm sure. Hang on, let's have a look. See if I can find it. Ferret pest control. I'm sure we watched a bit on this channel. I won't use up all your time, but we'll watch a little bit.
Hers are just pets. They get cuddles and love, and that's about it. They come out for a play.
You haven't monetized them.
No.
You got to monetize your ferrets. Yeah, let's watch a little bit of this. I'll see if I can get it to an action shot. Here we go. This looks like they're all right. We'll have a little look at this. Don't worry. This will not be taken from your time, but we'll have a little look at this. I'll have to mute myself or we'll get mad feedback. All right, this is pest control. Mink. Oh, hang on. What?
Oh,
No. That was mink. Mink and dogs clean up rats. Why didn't you get a mink?
Do you want a mink, darling? No.
Does she want a mink coat?
That's quite a few mink for that, isn't it? When I first met her, she had rats.
Yeah, I had them.
Rats.
What were they? White ones with the red eyes?
No, they what you do. They was coloured, weren't they? Your rats. They was.
They were rats of colour.
Hooded rats. Yeah, they wore hoodies. Sold gear on the corner.
There you go. Better Reebok classics. No,
Yeah.
Air Jordans. I loved my rats because they used to they responded to their name. We had them running free in the house.
Yeah, she did. And they piss everywhere, didn't they?
No, ours didn't. The ours were toilet trained. Really, they had a little like it was like a little.
I heard you couldn't toilet train. They just piss as they on the run, like just as they.
No, we had them. They went to this little bit and had a wee on it. And when the old bill came round, before we had the staff, they said it says on here it was a proper CO19 armed response. There was fucking hundreds of them. The door flew across the room, and it says it says here you've got dangerous animals in the house. I said, yeah. I said, we've got 2 rats and they'll bite you and they won't let go. They'll rag you. So they'll get you and they'll shake until your finger's hanging off. I lied. And they said, well, where are they? I said, well, they run free. So these old Bill, the armed lot go because they cost a fortune. But there was still like 8 or 9 who hung around. They did not sit down for the whole time they were there because I said, well, they're probably burrowed in the sofa somewhere. But if you sit down and they get hold of you, you'll have to kill it to get it off you. It's fucking hilarious. They did not sit down. 4 or 5 hours those coppers were there. I thought I could see one of them hiding behind the telly, and I was like,
I had this conversation with my daughter the other day. Her boyfriend don't lock the front door. And I'm like, why the fuck don't you lock the front? Everybody lock the front door. I said, what happens if the bill rock up? And he's like, no, I'm not bothered. I'm like, well, you should be, because, you know, they do things they shouldn't do. And the neighbours have already complained. And I'm like, you know, unless you've called the police, you never answer the door to the police.
No,
unless you've asked them to come round. No.
Yeah.
Well, and she's like, no. And I had this conversation with the women at work, and they're like, no, if the police knocked on my door, I'd go and open it.
No, fuck that. No. It was quite weird watching the journey of my mother from the start of my issues, where she was all pally with the old Bill. No, you know, they're only trying to help. And how she slowly learned, and it got to the point where she'd have them talking through the letterbox. Unless you show me that paperwork, you ain't coming in.
Yeah, unless you've called them, they're not there to help you, are they?
Nah,
and even if you have,
wouldn't trust them at all these days. It's weird, isn't it? They used to. I've got photographs of me with a policeman's tit hat, a truncheon, and the jacket on, where the old Bill came into our house Christmas Day, had a glass of whiskey with me old man, you know, because we knew them. We knew the local beat bobbies. And they'd let us dress up in their clothes, takes photos of us. They'd have a fag and a whiskey. And you know, where did all that go? I don't know.
When I was a kid,
Berman, that was their names. I knew their names, their whole names.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad had a boozer, and we knew them all then, and they was their friends.
Weird,
you know what I mean? But that was back in the day when they rode around on bicycles, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. we used to nick the lights off them, and we used to nick the lights off the postman's bike. Do you remember that? They'd park up the postman's bike. I'll have them.
What, Donny? Oh yeah, we took my boy shopping for a helmet last Saturday.
Steady.
So I'm not into bikes, but we ended up in this big bike shop where they do all the helmets and the levers and the gloves.
Push
and all
bike or motorbike? We talking here?
Well, we're not. He's go karting, isn't he?
Oh,
he likes to go karting, so he wanted his own helmet. So we had to go. And I walked into this shop, and it was literally full of people like me and you, Chris. Glasses, beard, receding hair,
handsome
men. About 50, yeah. Prime of life. And when you're walking about, you don't see them all. I've never seen so many blokes look like us in one place. Oh, maybe I should get a bike. This is obviously where I'm meant to be.
Well, Ian does, doesn't he? Ian does. Oh, no, that's his
helmet, look.
Fucking hell, I bet that set you back a few quid, though, didn't it?
No.
No?
It weren't bad, no. No, because I did look at the prices when I was in there. Because this ain't a motorbike helmet. This is for karting. So
I'll show you my one. I'll show you my helmet, Packer.
Oh, tar. I still ain't seen your ring.
This is Go on, tell me the rest of the story, and then I'll show you my glands. I mean, the helmet.
No, that was it. But yeah, lovely blokes, all of them.
Oh, nice.
And we went in and tried to stick a small helmet on his head because he's only 9. That's a adult medium. That one. That's where we ended up 4 helmet try-ons later.
Wow.
Because he's got a massive head.
I thought you were just going to say he's big. No, he's just got a massive head. But
he's just got a massive head.
How old is he?
9.
Well, that latency period, they call it, between about 5 and puberty, kids do have massive heads, don't they? It's kind of weird and odd looking.
Well, I've got a massive head. Look at my shoulders compared to me.
Nah, you haven't. You think you have because you were told
I have.
it.
I buy hats.
You have actually got quite slight shoulders. I'll give you that. now you say it. Quite ladylike.
Oh, thanks.
Look at this. I ride around on a scooter, right? A Honda. What's it called? The Honda Zoomer. Yeah. Full face. Look at it. My missus hates it.
You want to get yourself all the levers as well.
Imagine you getting on that
jacket with tassels.
So what's happening? What's happening for you? You've got your couple of weeks off. You've got your daughter coming over. Does she bring the fella with her, or is that not a goer? Or do
No,
you
she
get
brings him with her.
Okay.
He does as he's told.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good work. Good work. Nigel wants to know if I'm going through puberty. It's a bit midlife crisis, that I must admit. But the reason I do it, Zen says, get some chaps. You're all right. You can keep them. I don't want to put them back on eBay, Zen. The reason I got the full face one is if they know you're a barang, not a Khmer, you get treated differently. And if I've got long sleeves on and a full face, they don't know that I'm not Cambodian. Do you know what I mean?
Well, surely you
Because-
still look about 1.5 foot too tall, though. Didn't you even sit on a moped? Didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about walking around the markets. I don't wear the crash helmet in the market.
No, but even sat on a moped, you must look quite long.
And I'll tell you what, it ain't my legs that are long either. It's my body. It's a weird proportions. When I am walking around in busy, like when I went to the temple with the missus a couple of years ago, I was like about 1.5 foot taller than the tallest person there. It was ridiculous. They are small people, it has to be said, which is quite handy for me though, because I've had no trouble here, nothing. You know, I've been in some quite dodgy areas, 3 o'clock in the morning, bevied up, and no one's going to attack me just because, well, A, there's not a lot of crime here anyway, but B, there's easier options. Do you know what I mean? I'm just too tall. I'll do that thing that you do with kids where I just put my hand on their head. Yeah, weird stuff. Lulu wants me to take a photo. What? On my scooter? The humiliate. It ain't a bad thing though. It's a 125. Out here, you can walk into a motorbike shop, buy a 125, no test, no license, and drive it home. It's brilliant. And I understand that there's yes, Pizzle, I would absolutely agree with you there. But I understand there's weather in England that makes that not so viable. But you know, it's a really good system because you haven't got loads of cars on the M25 with one person in them. You know, you've got one. You got 4 or 5. Every day I will see at least, I'd say 5 or 6, 7, 8. Fuck knows. Scooters with whole families on them, baby, toddler, teenager, mother, father on a scooter. Sometimes with all their shopping, you'll see someone on a scooter with 2 20-kilo gas bottles bungeed to the back, and the front wheels like not quite. It's sort of
They're doing that here now with mobility scooters. You get the
What?
mother on a boat, with the mother on a mobility scooter with the kids and the shopping all hanging onto it.
Oh, okay. I suppose they. I thought you misunderstood what I was saying about the propane, because what I meant was delivering gas. I thought you meant that they're rigging the propane up to the engine on the mobility scooters. Right. It's gone 3 o'clock in the morning, Packer. Pleasure.
Yeah,
to
go
talk.
and finish 7 spastics or 5.5, whatever you're at now.
It's good. In fact, that might be a good one, actually, 5.5. Well, hang on. I'm going to ask you, because I've got you here. One of them isn't even spasticated. He's just got one leg. But I think it's fair to say that in the sort of...
Well, he's not getting in the normal Olympics like that, is he?
That's enough, isn't it? As kids, you'd call someone with one leg a spastic, wouldn't you? Is that fair enough?
Oh, yeah, we all went to school with that kid with one leg longer than the other one with a special shoe and a brace.
Yeah.
And what did we call him?
I've got a great little story. Well, I don't know if you'll find it funny, but it tickles me. Right. There was a bloke at my school called Carl Stringer, right? Carl Stringer. And his brother had one of the big shoes. The exact fella you're talking about.
Yeah.
He had one sole was about 4 inches. You know.
Where did they go? Because you don't have them anymore, do you?
I think they just cull them before puberty. You know.
Yeah,
I think there's a bit of eugenics going on somewhere on the sly. Anyway, in about the third year, they put, I was going to say stirrups, which is awful. Not stirrups. They put like, I don't know, like some kind of metal thing, like a brace of some sort, you know?
Yeah.
He still had the big foot. He still had the Yeti on, but he had this sort of metal thing. And when we done PE, the fuckers made him wear shorts, which was ridiculous because his lower leg, his calf muscle was withered. And his lower leg was like about that round. You know, it was only like 11 or something. And it was like tiny little thing, right? Now, that's part of the story. So I was talking to my mate Neil at the time. And he said, have you, I can't actually remember why he came up, the bloke with the foot and that, Carl Stringer's brother. But my mate Neil said to me, what's his name? I went, who? He went, Carl Stringer's brother. This is, no one else is going to laugh at this. And I just said, Carl Stringy. And and just because of his little thin leg, my mate was crying for about an hour. And it was just Carl Stringy. And of course, next time we see him, we walk past him. All right, Stringy. And he was like, yeah, all right. With that set us off laughing, of course. He responded to Stringy. Yeah. Come on, Packer. Before I go, we need a couple more. So we all had the kid with the oversized shoe. There must be a couple of other classic 1970s, 80s archetypes. It's got to be the cleft palate kid. The kid with the cleft palate. There was one of them at every school, and he was like that, wasn't he? He was sort of like that. So had something going on there. I didn't quite understand it. You made it really bad. But the thing that done me, I remember we had a teacher come into our class once and say, now, class, I just want to tell you that Keith isn't like the rest of the boys. And it was like, what? And he was just a bit, he was like slow learner. He was retarded, basically. He was. Now he's now owns about 5 second-hand car dealerships. I don't think it's held him back at all. But why would you do that to a child? Do you know what I mean? Let kids make their own fucking. They don't need helping to take the piss. Keith's not like the rest of you. He's a bit of a spaz, so you know. And then they brought him in. You know, imagine like, they fucking opened the door, went, "Come in." Then he was like.
I thought of another one.
Go on.
The kid that lived with their nan.
Oh, yeah, the old. You think they're their
smell
parents,
them, couldn't you? They just smelled like an old person's house, didn't they?
A little bit like a cross between a biscuit and a carpet.
Yeah.
You could smell them.
Well, you could.
But I almost said it then because similar to that particular classification is the old parents kid. You know, when it's parents' evening and his dad's like 70 and all the other
hang on,
dads.
I'm 50 and Robert's 9. Where are you going with this?
Yeah, you're no, hang on. No, that's different from 70 though, isn't it? That's different. I had a mate called Nigel Keniston. His elder brother was 15 years older than him. And when he first turned up with him, we all thought that was his dad. And then when his dad turned up with his walking stick and his fucking sailor's cap on it, with his medals for the fucking war. What the fuck? Good call. All right, Packer. You've brought this stream to a very humorous end. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for supporting this channel in all the ways you do. Yeah, look after yourself. Send my love and sensuality to your. There you go.
Love and sensuality, darling. Oh, look. Coy now.
Yeah, she got to be shy, didn't she?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Still got it. Still got it. You might need to go and calm her down. Know what I mean? Packer, take care, mate. Look after yourself. Bless you.
Ta-da.
See you later, mate. Amazing. Another, you know, what I like these call-ins. I know they are lazy, but I still have to talk and, you know, pretend I'm interested in these lunatics. Lovely people. I've just done 3 hours again. I promised myself an hour. Now, have I missed any donations? I have. Hang on, I've missed another one. No, I got Anglo's broken Vart. Billy said, "Are you not worried you'll be reincarnated as a spastic, karma, or some bullshit?" Joking. I know you're kind of joking, Billy, but in my story about spastics, they're not. I don't take the piss out of them. It's I treat them like the reason the stories are interesting is because, okay, they've got problems. You know, same here. You find me a man without a problem, I'll show you a liar. You know, I made a video. It's good to take the piss out of spastics. And interestingly, someone who I don't know if he still comes here, but he wrote to me. He said, "I don't agree with you." He said, "My son's got cerebral palsy," and I said to him, "Well, hang on." I said, "I take the piss out of everyone. You know, I do. And you want me to like walk on eggshells around your boy? You know, that kid at the Strawberry Fair who I sold speed to and hash to, and he didn't have the wherewithal to take it, so I had to feed it to him. My mate Bawley was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was saying, "Just treating him like the rest of us." You know, I don't. If you're stuck in that world, do you really want people ignoring you? You know, I'm not going to suddenly just pretend to be someone else. I'm gonna give them the respect they deserve and treat them like I treat everyone else. "Oi, mate, you're dribbling. Stop it. It's putting me off on fucking dinner." Because I'd say that to someone else if there was, you know, if something like that was happening. So, in answer to your question, yeah, I'm terrified. Nah, you know, I understandably, certain people have to be treated in certain ways, but I've known a couple of people with cerebral palsy who've got nothing. Their brain works fine, and the last thing they want is you know, their whole life has been ostracized. Their whole life has been othered. They are different, and people don't communicate with them because they're scared. You know, because they don't want to upset them or they don't know what to say. Well, no, I'll just barge straight into it like I do everyone else, because I think my experience is they fucking appreciate it. When you read Seven Spastics, you check out, because I didn't tell you what. I just wait till you read it. Anyone new here, sign up to my Substack. It's totally free. Anglo, we can have new shoes, yes, since you asked. I'm going to do a couple of LSDJs. I know it ain't everyone's cup of tea, but people have been asking for it. I'm only going to do 2, right? Look, I've just lost 3 people. I'm going to do 2 LSDJs for the people who've been pestering me. For the people who don't know, we used to do a regular quiz on this show called LSDJ. And it's like, guess that tune, name that tune, but I try and deliver it as if you're on acid, LSD. And it really divided the room. Some people used to get really annoyed. Now, the other weird thing was there was a bloke who used to come here called Strontium Dog who got 5 out of 5 one day. And I don't even know how people get them. I wouldn't get. It's mind blowing. The Strontium Dog was like bosh, 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 bosh. So I'll do a couple. So let me just get some lyrics up. Let me think of a song first. Right, okay. Right, so this is the first one. I haven't done this for a long time, have I? Yeah, Stronts was on fire. I've just got to get some batteries from a vape. I've seen him in other streams. I mean, you know, sometimes people have just had enough. It's understandable. But if you do see him about, tell him I miss him. He was amazing at it. I mean, I think he must have had an incredible knowledge of popular music, coupled with an ear for That's it. Everyone used to say, fix, fix. See you later, Snoopy. Take care. Right, here we go. Song number 1. Well, I'm only going to do 2 because I want people to be here when I say my goodbyes because it's nice. Right, ready? It's cracking me up. It's such a weird quiz. There you go. There you go. Now, don't forget, I'm behind. So I'm going by StreamYard, not YouTube. So someone, it's usually in a different. So no anger. It's only a game. Come on, someone's got it. It's not the laughing policeman, Daffyd. Oh, loads come in. It's not the laughing policeman. No, no, no. No. Come on, someone's got that. No. I thought someone would get that. There was a couple of bits in there that I thought were the absolute giveaway. Oh, King Corona's so close. You got the wrong song, son. Some wants it again. That's quite tricky because I might. Right here. Well, I've kind of given it away, really, haven't I? Because I think people know the band now. Right here. I'll do the chorus. One day I caught me landslide. There is no in the sky. Come on, I've just given it to you. I've just served it on a plate. You've got a knife and fork in your hand. It certainly is a weird one. I can't believe no one's got this. Even people who don't know the song know it. Oh, you're so close, Crusher, but that ain't what it's called. There you go. Gorgeous George. Champagne Supernova. That was it. It was that. Right, here we go. Let me just pick a song. Got one. Right, this will be the last one. We're just dropping in a couple for old time's sake. Don't strop off. Steve loves it. Look at that. He loves it. Right, here we go. Oh, my God. That isn't what I thought. What the fuck is that? Oh, hang on. Hang on. No one's going to get that one. Right, here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, ready? Get on it. Get your ears tuned in, people. Go back to that purple on circa 88. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight into the chorus of this one. No, I'm not. I'm not actually. First verse. Ready? Music loud and warm. I've been kicked around since I was born. Now it's alright. It's okay. And look the other way. You can try. I understand. Newton's effect on man. Come on. That was. I just sung it to you. I just sung it to you. Will Martin, it was the Bee Gees, Staying Alive. Good call, Will. Good call. Look at that. And then Jess came in. Liam came in. Yeah, good call. Right, hang on. I think it was Here's Anglo. Did Anglo select New Shoes? We'll play out with New Shoes. Good song. We lost 15 people playing 2 rounds of LSDJ. I mean, what are you going to do, eh? I will have to mute myself, but I'll drop myself in for the VARTs if need be. I can't, George. I'll just look. Oh, a few people have come back. I think they left and come back. Well, you actually did get one, Will. You really did. But on YouTube, it's sometimes a different order, so who knows. Right, this is a song from my old band. And before everyone says, oh, it sounds like the 90s, it was. That's why. Okay, we could do junk karaoke as an option, but I'll have to... Billy wants to know if he sent me a VAR. Yes, I read it out. Whether you thought I had a problem with taking the piss out of SUBSTACK. I answered it for about 2.5 minutes. Right, here we go. This is New Shoes by Household. I want to thank everyone who donated. I want to thank Rags and Steve for looking after the place. I want to thank all of you lot for paying attention, getting involved and chatting amongst yourselves. Lovely place. But most of all, I want to thank the people who came on, because yesterday was superb, but tonight was splendid. Well, they were both great, obviously. I'm not comparing. What a wonderful bunch of people we've managed to, largely by accident, get here. It's quite incredible. Look after yourselves, people. It's Friday tomorrow. It's the weekend, essentially. And it'll be wonderful. I can't believe how late it is. I've got to do some writing. Good gosh. Where's this song? Right, I'll get it so that you can hear it, not through the mic, but through the internal sound system. Look after yourselves, people. This is New Shoes. Ta-ta!
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies 'cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. I'm knackered, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. Don't worry about my heroin addiction, it's only slight. I need you, love me, but I feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues.
Fuck! Thank you, Raymond. A Prasha Cook up. You know what happens? You always get another one when this happens. Hang on. Hang on. I think I've got to go for this. I'll play one more quick one. I'll play Anesthetic because I like it. And then I am going. Hang on. Oh, no. I'll play that nice soft one. Yeah.
You came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've love to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime. Love sits beside me, I feel complete. You came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've love to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime.
Good Lord, my eyes. I've got to do some work. It's been wonderful, people. Look after yourselves. Bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Make your life count. You only get one. It's worth it. Yeah, really.